And we are live. Hello, everybody.
Hello.
Hello. I am Grant, the movie and TV guy. Welcome to Raise Some Popcorn with Grant. It's our Q&A tonight with... Introduce yourselves, gentlemen.
Hey, I'm Luke.
Luke?
One of Grant's good friends. So
yes,
and
one of my early supporters too. I have to say.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I gotta say, like honestly, when I was hitting you up about this tonight, like that was when I was gonna get when I was starting to watch Jeepers Creepers Reborn. But you know what? I think this will cleanse my palate off of that pilot garbage.
I feel you, buddy. I got to watch a good movie when we made the announcement, so I feel for you, man.
I know, because it was so terrible.
Because even if you don't like Triangle of Sadness, it's better than... I haven't even seen Jeepers Creepers Reborn.
I think honestly, every movie that's in the Best Picture list will obviously be better than Jeepers Creepers Reborn.
I think that goes without saying, even on a year where there's some bad...
Even though I did put Marcel on my list right now, but it's at the very bottom because I haven't seen it yet.
Mm-hmm.
But after I watched Jeepers Creepers Reborn, on my list, I'm gonna go all the way down because obviously with films I don't see, I just add them to the list.
Yeah.
So that way they're ready whenever I'm ready to watch them.
I do that with my
reviews. Yeah. I had Jeepers Creepers Reborn one spot above Marcel, and now look at this. I have it one spot down.
Oh no.
Because, dude, it is the worst.
But Marcel's not one of your worst, is it? Oh, you haven't seen it?
I haven't watched it yet.
Right.
Because I put it, because the reason why I switched that out is because Jeepers Creepers Reborn is already my least favorite movie of 2022. And, if I watched it in 2022, bro, and I made that list earlier in the month of January, I would have put Jeepers Creepers Reborn right at number 1.
Well, fuck, Luke. Now I gotta see it. I gotta see what possibly usurped drinking a 40 in a death basket. Morpheus. Drinking a 40 in a death... It's Morbin time.
So Morbin is not number 1 at the worst.
Here.
Not anymore. Apparently.
What's up?
The man, the myth, the legend.
Dude. Honestly, I'm glad you're here, dude.
Oh.
Because
want to talk crap about Jeepers Creepers?
Him and I can talk crap. You and I can talk crap about it because these two lucky dudes have not seen it.
Well, guess
Good
what?
for you.
I can't speak for Jared, but as the channel runner here
tonight,
I got your cutty buddy.
The one who's moderating this puppy here, I can say I don't care at all if you spoil this movie because I'm probably never going to watch it. I was kidding when I said
good. You're saving yourself. You're saving your own soul.
Yes,
I risked my soul to watch that movie, and I regret it. After I put up my Letterboxd rating, I literally texted Movies and Trains. I sent him my story on Jeepers Creepers Reborn. I sent him my story and I texted him, and I'm like, it was having glass shoved on my butt.
Yeah. Oh my god, Luke.
That is how painful that movie is.
Before we go any further, I wanted to make some announcements to the people watching here tonight.
Go ahead, sir.
First and foremost, if you want to quote Cat Stevens, "Don't be shy, let your feelings roll on by." If you want to say what up, if you want to say hello, if you want to sing out, if you want to be free. A million things to be there. You know that there are. So get in there, say what up, ask us some questions. The floor is open. Also, do not forget, everybody, Sunday night, Sunday, 4 o'clock, here on this channel you are watching now, we are doing my best and worst streams with my buddy Austin, my buddy Ben, and my buddy Sarah, maybe if she can get off work. If not, her Austin boyfriend will read her list for her, so she'll still be a part. Best and worst, and the Granty Awards.
That's my cat.
And we're going to be looking at you guys' comments and stuff like that. So come on by. Yeah. All right, Luke, you were saying, my friend?
Yeah. Watching Jeepers Creepers Reborn was like having glass shoved up my butt. It was the worst feeling I've ever had in my life.
Was it broken glass or
broken glass?
Ow!
It's obviously I didn't do that because I'm not an idiot, but I say that in a way because it feels like it, like that's how painful Jeepers Creepers Reborn is to watch. And Movies and Trains, you got to give me mad props for actually putting myself through that torture.
I'll give you props, and I haven't even seen the movie.
Because honestly, like now I can say that Mortal Kombat Annihilation is not the worst film anymore. I can't say it anymore.
Really?
It was my least favorite movie of all time because even as a guy that doesn't really play much Mortal Kombat, it's so offensive. Like,
Luke, you're gonna make me want to watch it pretty soon. No, seriously.
Please don't watch Jeepers Creepers.
The worst movie you've ever seen. Really? You've seen a lot of movies, man. So have I.
I do. I have seen quite a bit of movies.
It's not the worst thing I've ever seen, but I still gave it a 0 out of 5 on my Letterboxd review.
Expect a rant review from me tomorrow because I'm about to tear that movie to shreds.
It's I was talking to my buddy Dan, who works at my local theater. And he almost never has time to go to movies. He did go see Mithrigan, which that was at least a good movie. But like he went
at least a watchable movie.
It's watchable.
And plus, hey, at least I actually gave some admission worth of that movie in the movie theater.
Yeah. Well,
I unfortunately had to rent Jeepers Creepers, so like.
And guess who also had to do that? Me.
Oh, you didn't watch it on Hulu?
It's not on Hulu.
Pretty sure it's going on there sometime this week.
It's on one of the streamers, I think.
No, but the last time I checked, it wasn't on any streaming service. Like you could only pay pay to watch it, and that's
really.
I am not a renter, but I actually
the good thing is
renting that movie.
But the good thing is though, I don't have to pay any bills on it.
A mistake.
Because I had a gift card. So
did you rent Marcel then? Or is Marcel on streaming now?
I rented.
It's
Marcel
going on
well.
Hulu. It's going on Hulu sometime this week. I'm pretty sure.
I rented Marcel, so it's not a big deal.
Fantastic.
Did you watch Marcel yet?
That's worth your money.
I'm gonna be watching that after we hop off tonight.
All right. I wanted to.
I promise I am gonna be watching it.
I need to watch it, but I need to find a free way to watch it because I'm not paying for another movie. I learned my mistake.
You'll feel bad about this, guys. My buddy Dan had to pay if you go to a Fathom Bet, you can't use AMC A-List, and they basically it's like $20 usually.
Yeah, they're expensive.
He went with friends. He took his friends to see Jeepers Creepers Reborn, and he told me, dude, it's the worst piece of shit I ever saw. He told me, dude, you can tell that every background in that movie is a green screen because you can practically see the actors falling into the
It looks like a freaking NES graphic.
Yeah, like he said, it's bad green screen. It looks like green screen from like a Windows.
That's what I'm saying. And when you can tell that it's green screen, that's bad. Like,
yeah.
Honestly, look at Mortal Kombat Annihilation. Incredibly noticeable green screen. Speed Racer, also incredibly noticeable green screen.
Way better, but still.
Way better than Mortal Kombat Annihilation, but still.
Speaking of Mortal Kombat Annihilation,
and Jeepers Creepers Reborn.
I have to point this out. Some genius made a compilation of it's like the best bad movie lines ever, and like the first one, it's like the one from like Jurassic Shark about like, hey, let's go home and eat a certain body part. But one of them is Mortal Kombat Annihilation, and it is literally I forgot how clunky and awful this is. Just like, mother, you're alive. Too bad you will die. And it's like the first one in the compilation.
Oh god, also, that is a horrible movie, dude.
She also looks like
you
she's 4
will
months
die.
younger than her daughter in that movie.
Like one of the guys in that movie, I think it was like one of the bald-headed guys. He sounds a lot like Sloth from the Goonies.
Yeah,
he sounds a lot like Sloth, and I'm like, bruh, this is the guy you chose.
I cannot watch that movie now without just giving up after 5 minutes and watching the Nostalgia Critic review of it.
Oh,
it's far and away the funniest. My bags are not included, motherfucker.
Oh my god, that'd be like, dude. If someone was to force me to watch a bad 2022 movie, like if they forced me to freaking dredge through the rest of Redeeming Love, I'd be like, I immediately would decline because I only got through 15 minutes of it, and then I completely gave up. Like,
wait, Luke, didn't you buy that movie initially?
What, Redeeming Love?
Yeah.
No.
Oh, well, how did you
Oh,
watch it?
thank
Did you
Jesus.
rent it?
I
or
rented
what?
through Redbox.
Oh,
Okay, Luke.
And it was, dude, it was only like $2 to rent it, dude. Like,
I'm still
I
can't go
surprised
wrong
that
with that.
Redbox
Like, if it's
still-
okay.
like
How
a
much was
$2
Jeepers
rental,
Creepers for you? Because I think it was like 7 on Vudu or something for me.
I
to
rented
rent.
through
That's
iTunes. So it was only
$7
like
too
$6.
many for me.
Oh,
Luke.
still a rip off.
But you know what? Honestly, like, as long as I rented Marcel after that, I'm good. Honestly, like, I can just forget
Yeah.
about Jeepers Creepers.
Yeah, it's true. Luke, I say this with the most amount of big brotherly affection I can possibly muster. I don't feel bad about Jeepers Creepers Reborn anymore because I had to suffer through all 2 hours and 25 minutes of that fucking bullshit Redeeming Love. It is okay. Spoiler alert.
It's that long?
Yeah, it's like 2 hours 25.
Oh
dude.
my
Hold on, let
god!
me,
how did I not realize
Hold on
that?
a second here.
We're
Hold on a
close to
second.
it.
I'm gonna look it up on Letterboxd because I have it like right next to me here.
Fun. Oh, speaking
Oh,
of,
no.
you know that they took that off of Letterboxd for like a week, like a couple of weeks ago. The whole movie. They like I don't know if it got spammed or what.
No, it's 2 hours and 14.
That's close enough. That's
Same
close
difference.
enough.
Oh, but dude, I feel so bad that you had to dredge through the rest of that movie. Like, I completely gave up like 15 minutes in, and
Well,
then
the
like,
reason why, the
and
reason
then
I
like,
did-
and then like towards later in December, I tried to watch Mac and Rita with Diane Keaton. I only got 30 minutes in and I turned it off.
Luke, the reason I sat through all of it is because, sadly, I made a promise to my viewership. I said, look, if I go to see a movie in the theaters, I'm not walking out. Even if I find it morally offensive because my revenge will be a review. That's my
God.
revenge. I have to tell you, Redeeming Love, I have seen a lot of movies in the theaters. Some of them I've even walked out on just for convenience sake. But I have to say this. In my time, it's been almost, 3 years of kind of doing this semi-regularly? This is the closest I've come to being like, I have to go. And it was quickly. It was like the closest I've come to. That was a movie that, I guess, spoiler alert, although anyone who watches my channel knows this is what it is. It's my number one worst of the year, Redeeming Love. That movie,
But then like, but you should be happy with me that I have not wasted my time on Pray for the Devil because, like, honestly,
dude, that's
Be
Like,
glad you
I-
didn't.
I'm telling you, my theater got that. Like, my theater got that, and I was
Not
like, nope.
X or actually no, X wasn't. Yeah, you told me this. X wasn't
X was good though.
It wasn't. My theater wasn't open by the time that X
Oh.
came out.
right, but it got Pray for the Devil and not Pearl.
Was it the Omicron?
Well, no, Pray for the Devil came out like towards Halloween.
Yeah, it did. It
So and Pearl came
Right,
out.
but your
in,
theater didn't get Pearl, right?
Yeah, but that's because they got the Woman King. And,
That was the weirdest. Okay, can I say
and
that?
they don't get usually like those kinds of smaller films. Like my theater doesn't usually do that.
That weekend.
Yeah.
That weekend.
I mean, they got
saw-
what did they get? I know they got Mac and Rita at one point, which I know that's a smaller film.
I didn't
But
get that.
I'm glad I didn't even go see it because I was like, I'd rather wait for a streaming service to watch it and see if I can actually get through it.
That one on Peacock, right?
That
Or was
sucks.
it somewhere
It's on
else?
Hulu.
Oh, okay.
That
I watched
sucks.
it. I only got through 30 minutes of it on Hulu, and I was like, nope, I'm done.
I like
I'm
Cameron
done.
Diaz, though. That was one of the things I was intrigued by about it. But I guess if it's bad, I won't bother.
But and also like trying to think of another movie that my theater did get that I obviously did not bother wasting my time with. Well, I did want to see The Greatest Beer Run Ever, but I was like, I was skeptical on it.
I was intrigued by it. I don't think I'm gonna bother watching it now. It never came to my theater. It's on Apple.
It came to mind. Same thing with Spirited. That like both
I
of
don't-
those films came to my theater.
I don't
Yeah.
have Apple, so I would have probably gone to see at least Greatest Beer Run Ever because I mean I don't have Apple, so
The only time I've gotten like original movies to a streaming service that have been in theaters at the same time that aren't like the Peacock Universal stuff or HBO stuff was we got Nomadland the same day it was on Hulu and I saw it in IMAX. We got Summer of Soul, which was I loved the documentary, and we got Well, I guess this was before it was on streaming, but the Shudder movie Watcher, we got that. I saw that in the theater, and that was actually really good. And then I got Glass Onion during like its Thanksgiving preview run. We were one of the lucky theaters that got.
Yeah, you're lucky you got to see. Dude, if my theater got Glass Onion, I would have went and saw it like right away.
That was a great movie to see with an audience like the first Knives Out was. I'm really glad we got that one.
One thing I gotta ask. Well, Luke, you can't because you don't have Shudder. But are you guys gonna watch Skinamarink this weekend?
I'm watching it on Saturday.
I'm hoping to as well. I'm hoping to. If I'm not doing anything, I'll probably watch it.
Okay. This is the funniest thing
I have not heard good things. Like there are some people that have said it was good, but from mostly other people, I have heard bad things about it.
I watched two things. First thing, I watched the director's short film that kind of influenced Skinamarink called Heck. That was the longest 28 minutes of my life, and I'm sure that Skinamarink is going to be the longest 100 minutes of my life if I sit down and watch it all the way through.
And it's mostly based off Creepypasta, like a video series.
Oh yeah,
and like then like when I wake up, like because I think I woke up one morning and then I saw that I get a text in my group chat from Frisky, and he said that he sent a message that from his letterbox that he watched Skinamarink. And he gave it a 2 out of 5, and I was like, "Well, I'm not watching that then." Because but the one that I wanted to watch that he gave a bad score to, I don't think I even want to watch anymore. It's Infinity Pool.
Okay, thank you for bringing that up, Luke. Because I have to say this, Fritsky, I saw your review. You even messaged me on Instagram the night I saw it that you were going to see it as well. I say this with all due respect in the world, my friend. I disagree, Gary. I gave it 5 stars. I thought Infinity Pool was brilliant.
Yeah, he's like both the 2023 releases he's seen. Both Skinamarink and Infinity Pool. He did not like.
Well, here's the thing.
I don't know if my theater's getting Infinity Pool or not, but I will look. I'm probably not going to see it
that's like an hour away from my house. Called Century Theaters, which is basically a Cinemark chain. They did get Infinity Pool, but since I'm gonna be going out on Thursday, for a day with my mom. Mm-hmm. But
don't take your mom to see Infinity Pool.
I'm not gonna do that.
It's NC.
I was thinking about taking her to see Plane. Honestly, I was thinking about taking my mom to go see Plane.
That's not a bad movie.
Because that's where because Plane is playing in that theater, and and my mom knows how badly I've wanted to see Plane, but it hasn't been playing it didn't play in my theater, like
you guys,
which I find incredibly bad. But thankfully though, thankfully I was able to get a couple other movies seen at my theater that actually did come. Like I did get to see Missing when it came out, which was
Missing.
Dude, if that movie stays as my favorite film of the year, I'm gonna be shocked.
My favorite film of 2023, I think, so far, and it's tentative because I don't know if it's going to be released to the public in 2023 because it was a Sundance movie. There was a movie with, do you know who David Strathairn is?
Yeah. Wasn't he the guy that played as the, wait, hold on. He was the guy that played as Kaya's lawyer in Where the Crawdads Sing, right?
Yes. Okay.
I figured so. I know that guy.
And you've seen the Evil Dead reboot, right? Like the 2013 one? All right. Mm-hmm. So Jane Levy, it was a movie called A Little Prayer. I love that movie. It made me cry my eyes out. I saw it at Sundance. It just got picked up by Sony Classics. I think it's going to come out this summer, maybe. I think there's like a rumor. So
nice.
that was
like, but my most anticipated movie of the year is the one that I'm hoping is my favorite of the year, and I'm kind of suspecting that it will be because I'm a huge fan of those games. And also, did you guys see that new little TV spot for the movie?
Oh, Super Mario Brothers?
Yeah, with the cat suit.
I did not yet. I'm holding off until
oh my god, they're bringing in the cat suit.
Like I don't want to be spoiled for the amazingness of Seth Rogen as Donkey Kong. I'm sure I'll probably see it at the Super Bowl.
Mushrooms, Kingdom, here we come.
Here we come. And then I'm gonna hear complaints from people being like, "Oh, Donkey Kong should not talk. Shut up." Have you guys not watched the '90s show Donkey Kong Country? He does talk.
What did they expect Seth Rogen to just do?
Exactly. You guys expected like stuff like that. What would you even expect out of that? Like,
to be fair,
because like I said in the cartoon Donkey Kong Country, Donkey Kong does talk. So there's no problem with him, like with Seth Rogen having lines of dialogue in the movie.
Yeah. To be fair, Luke, though, I could understand them having that reasoning, considering that the monkey in Pinocchio, despite never speaking any word of English, is voiced by Kate Blanchett. So I kind of, it's just squawk, squawk, squawk.
And then people are complaining that Mario doesn't have like a goofy Italian accent, but that's the thing though. Like that's the way that it was back in the 90s cartoon, like the Adventures of Super Mario World or Super Mario Brothers, the cartoons. Like he had that type of voice. He didn't. Yeah. I mean, obviously it wasn't Chris Pratt, but like Mario. He had that type of voice. So
speaking of movies coming out, I have to point this out. I'm going to give an honorary grantee in advance of the 2024 one real quick. The best marketing tie-in from a movie theater of 2023 has already been awarded, and it is for Cocaine Bear. I don't know if you know this, but have you seen
Dude.
Well,
saw that. So I saw Megan last weekend.
Yes.
And I saw that trailer, and I was like, "Oh my god, I have to see this."
Oh boy, you fucked. Yeah, I'm excited for that.
Yeah, and then like I think that was the last trailer I got because I did get that Champions movie that you told me about with Woody Harrelson.
Good, actually.
I got that, and I laughed so hard at the joke that you told me about. Like, you're no McConaughey. Like,
yeah, that was.
I laughed so hard. And then,
saw that
let's see, what else did I get?
I saw that trailer in IMAX, and I had this moment where the lawyer is telling him, like, that's a boo-boo word. I'm like, why does that guy look familiar? And I'm like, wait a minute. Is that Bubbles from Trailer Park Boys? And I Googled it. It is!
I'm looking at I'm gonna look at my notes here really quick so I can find the last trailer I got.
Wait, you want to know a movie that had really good marketing but sucked
God.
a lot?
What?
Okay.
Fear. That new.
You're lucky. Okay.
Yeah,
Which
that
one?
new movie.
I'm lucky.
The new.
My theater didn't get it, so.
Yes, you're very lucky. I didn't watch it in the theaters,
but I think when it hits streaming, I will try to watch it. If I can't get through it, I'm gonna turn it off.
What are you talking? Which one movies are doing?
Fear.
The new
one that came out last weekend.
Balls.
Yes, it had really cool marketing.
But I was looking at But anyways, I was looking at my my list for trailers I got for because usually on my notes I keep a list of trailers I get for each movie.
Yeah, so do I.
But the second one I got after Champions kind of made me upset, honestly, because they gave the whole movie away. Knock at the Cabin.
I'm seeing that Thursday.
I got the second trailer and they gave the whole movie away, and I was like, well, I don't feel like I didn't even need to see it then.
They kind of gave the whole movie away in the new Shazam trailer as well.
That's why I haven't watched it, because the first trailer was good enough.
Well, Luke, what I was gonna say was, did they though? Because I thought Missing did that, and it turned out there was a lot they left in that was not in the trailer.
I don't know. For like what I've seen out of that out of both of those trailers for Knock at the Cabin, I was like, they gave away way too much. Like,
yeah. No, but Luke, what I was going to mention was, because I still didn't finish giving out my award. So the reason I give them the marketing award is for one major reason. So did you guys do you guys have an AMC theater?
I do, but I don't go
mine's
to
not.
it.
Mine's just a standard theater.
Last time I went to it was to see The Fabelmans.
I got the following notification from Instagram earlier, which is, go see Cocaine Bear opening weekend and get your revenge by getting a free bag of gummy bears with your ticket. Yes!
That would be dude, if my theater did that, that would be awesome. Like,
I sent it to my dad. I sent that to my dad, and he said, well, at least it's better than getting a free bag of cocaine, I guess. I've made my whole
of course, because that's the reason why the movie's called Cocaine Bear, because he had a free bag of cocaine.
Like, yeah, you should get a free bag. You know what? Screw it. AMC.
No, I can't do cocaine, bro. Because like if I do cocaine while watching Cocaine Bear,
hey, AMC, give me some cocaine.
It'll
Like,
be in 4D.
honestly, bro, like, if my theater did that, bro, I'm gonna be in pain, like, while watching Cocaine Bear. Like, but I gotta tell you guys a cool trailer that I got at Missing. It was my very first time seeing this trailer, and when I saw the title pop up, I was like, "What? This is gonna be great." Evil Dead Rise.
Dude, that movie's gonna.
I finally saw that trailer.
I'm excited.
I'm like,
Mummy's worth the maggots now.
That movie's going to South by Southwest, I'm pretty sure. That and I think Dungeons and Dragons is going there as well, actually. I could be wrong. To South by Southwest, the film festival.
oh, gotcha. Well, I mean, I don't have that type of film festival, so like, I'll probably be seeing Dungeons and Dragons like when it hits my theater.
It's only coming out a couple weeks before the opening day.
Gotcha. Okay, but
Yeah.
I mean, but obviously I don't have that type of film festivals, so like,
I really want to see Evil Dead Rise in the theater, but I probably won't because I'm that kind of person. But I will try to see Dungeons and Dragons in the theater because that looks like a really fun time.
that's gonna be a fun movie, bro.
Yeah.
Like, but I'm trying to think of another movie coming out this year that I'm actually really. Oh yeah, I also got the trailer at Missing. Also, Marlowe with Liam Neeson.
Oh yeah, it looks good. I want to see that.
That looks pretty good, man. Like,
I like the style of it.
yeah, like
I didn't see that one. I didn't hear about that. What's like
it's like an old age type of murder mystery.
Like an old detective noir movie.
Yeah, kind of like See How They Run in some ways, but like
okay.
less comedic.
More of a more straightforward than that. It's less of a
More straightforward than See How They Run. But
I love to see how they run.
But the
I thought it was pretty good.
how do I say it? Like the setting and the time period, it feels similar in vein to See How They Run.
Well, it also has a little bit of that element of like Maltese Falcon, old fashioned like Howard Hawks.
Yes.
Mystery movie.
Yes.
Yeah.
There you
Even
go.
the poster for it.
Yeah, for sure. And and I'm fine, and I'm kind of glad that Liam Neeson's kind of stepping out of that generic action stuff for once.
Especially after last year, that was a shit show. Both those movies.
Well, Blacklight was really, really bad, but Memory I thought was just fine because I mean at least Martin Campbell was behind the realm. Like,
You know, Memory.
that's the reason why I can give that movie a pass because of Martin Campbell.
You know,
And I love that
I
director.
didn't really like either. I didn't hate
Yeah.
nor like them. So
I would say, here's the thing, Luke. Memory is I think. I won't want to say better. It's the, I guess, the lesser of the two. I mean, it's the better of the two. Blacklight was just shoddy and felt like a straight-to-Tubi movie that happened to escape into movie theaters.
should have been.
Dude,
straight to
I-
It
TV.
did
should have
tell
been a
you-
stupid movie, bro. Like,
Did I tell you what happened at my screening of Blacklight? This was the funniest thing. It was me and this
Uh-oh.
couple. We were the only ones there on a Friday night, and I said out loud, an hour in, because I knew I could get away with it, because they were laughing. They weren't into it. I said out loud, it goes, "Hey, guys." And they go, "Yeah," an hour into it. And I said, "Do you guys know what the fuck is going on right now?" And they go, "No clue." I don't even know why it's called Blacklight. Like, me either.
That'd be like, what's another one? That'd be like someone coming up to me like during Firestarter and being like, "Hey, do you actually know what's going on?" I'd be like, no.
I
Because
gave
the film is so
Firestarter
choppy.
a pass, but for one major reason, I'll tell you why. I gave Firestarter more of a pass than most because of one thing. I saw it right after seeing one of the worst movies I've ever seen in my entire life, and so it looked slightly better.
Family Camp.
Family Camp, which was so... Here's the thing. That day, I saw one of my best of the year, one of the worst things I've ever seen, and then just like... To me, Firestarter was just kind of mediocre. I could kind of take it or leave it. It wasn't a great movie, but I was like, whatever. It's like a rental.
Oh man, dude, that's a rough movie, man. I'm telling you.
It wasn't as good as the original, and the original wasn't that good to begin with. But I thought the
Well,
kids
the original is not
okay.
good, but the honestly, to me, the remake makes the original look like a masterpiece.
I have to say though, I mostly understand the opinions on it, but I have to say this: I'm glad that the Razzies, mind you, they were pushed against the wall to do it. I'm really glad. The one
They
thing I
retracted
give that
it, yeah.
movie is Ryan.
Yeah, that they took Ryan Kiera Armstrong off the list.
Yeah, the one thing I have to give that movie is Ryan Kiera Armstrong is probably the only decent thing in that whole movie. She actually gave a good performance. And I thought it was really
and she was
unfair.
like the only thing that could have possibly saved that movie from becoming an absolute train wreck.
Okay, real quick, I'm gonna respond to a question, comment, okay? Becca Sandergaard, what's up? How you doing, pal? How you doing? Can't wait to see Family Camp when it's released on digital. It looks super bad. Dude, don't even bother. Don't even bother.
No. I haven't watched it, but I already know it's terrible.
It's
okay,
so bad.
So I saw this, I saw the poster for it,
it's awful.
when I was I was searching through the theater that's 45 minutes away from my house at one point. I was searching through there, coming soon movies. Yeah. I saw Family Camp on there, and I was like, there's a movie called Family Camp. We've had enough of those types of movies.
Imagine if the lamest youth pastor did the worst remakes of The Great Outdoors and Planes, Trains, and Automobiles you could possibly imagine and put it
pretty much,
dude.
Or basically
you
basically how they would do or basically if Fred Savage's 6-year-old son made Daddy Day Camp or something like that.
I gotta head out, guys, but thanks for
thank you, Mr. Trains, for coming in, man.
Oh, thanks, Movies and Trains. No, what I was gonna say was, guys, here's the thing about Family Camp, and I'm trying to save my anger on a lot of these because I'm gonna vent to them more about them on Sunday. Just got out of 80 for Brady. It was good. Good. I'm seeing that tomorrow night. Awesome to hear. The thing about it is, with Family Camp was, first off, it's 2 hours. It's all of 2 hours. It's an hour 53 or something. And
what the frick?
There is, okay, here's the thing. For years now, I have said the worst comedy I've ever seen, the one that is the least funny, the one that I've didn't laugh once at, was the movie Chips with Dax Shepard. I hated that movie with a passion. I hated that movie. I have to say.
Oh my god.
I have to say though.
No, really quick. Sorry about that, man. But yeah. I looked at, I searched it up and I saw that and I was like,
Family Camp is worse.
Yeah, I was looking at the runtime for Family Camp,
too fucking long.
Yeah, there's other movies that deserve that type of runtime.
And there's no plot. Basically, okay. Well, first off, let me point this out. There is one smirk in the whole movie. Let me tell you the only joke. I will give you the $10 joke, Becca. So you can save your time. This is the one time I kind of went, and I kind of forgot I was watching a shitty movie. There's a scene where the two dads are roped up by these Bigfoot hunters, and they're kind of they have a TV show. Think Mountain Monsters or something. Ooh, bad double feature there. The Mummy, saw The Mummy / Chips back to back with a friend one day back in 2017. What a day. Yep, I agreed. I saw it back to back with Power Rangers. I actually kind of like Power Rangers, so that was good.
Power Rangers was at least fun.
Yeah, it knew exactly what it was.
But sadly, he's going to be rebooted.
Yeah. I think by Nickelodeon.
Can they just learn one thing to just freaking leave it alone?
Yeah. All right, but anyway, like I was saying, this is the only joke that is worthwhile in all of Family Camp. There was one scene, and Bigfoot hunters, on ID Discovery or whatever. It's that kind of. These two guys, they're these hillbillies. They rope the two of them up. They're planning on just, I guess, killing them, although it's G-rated, so they don't really. Anyway, I forget basically, but they're sitting there, and then he goes, and this isn't even that funny, but it's Wonder Woman was actually good though too. But I'll bring it up in a second. They're roped up. He goes, "Why are you doing this? You don't have to do this." And the Bigfoot hunter's like, "It's all we have to live for now." And he goes, "Our show is getting canceled." And he goes, "Our ratings are suffering." And then one of the dad goes, "Is it because you've never found Bigfoot?" And one of the hillbillies goes, "Oh, so you watch it?" I was like, okay, that's the one. Okay, fine. That's it. That is it.
You think that's the type of joke that would make me smirk? I would just be leaving a straight face, bro.
Dude, maybe I was desperate at that point because it was the last 20 minutes of the movie. Maybe I was desperate, but that was one where I was like, okay, you had a half clever one-liner in a 2-hour movie of just dead air where there was just no life or joy or anything. That was so bad, I took out my phone and started texting my brother every moment that was happening on screen. Like, dude, because I was in the theater by myself. Nobody was there. I was just me.
Luckily.
Thank Jesus I wasn't in the same crowd I saw Redeeming Love with, where if I even snickered, a 40-year-old woman would have probably kicked my ass because they were so into it. I think one of my best one-liners from Redeeming Love, my review of Redeeming Love, someone told me in person that's one of your best one-liners, and I said, dude, I wasn't taking a one-liner, I was serious, where I said it's like watching evangelical porn with your religious aunt sitting next to you, and she's way too. It was hard to sit through. Well, the other thing too is that, and remember, guys, I want to remind you, and this is not welcoming you guys to pounce on me. I know how you feel about it. I'm the guy. I don't get offended. I'm the guy who liked Blonde. Okay, let's be real. I don't get offended. Redeeming Love is the closest thing of any movie I've seen this year where halfway into it I was like, there's like a moment in it where it's just her being tortured yet again by someone. I'm just like, life is too short. Like, I really was like, this is like heartless and awful and evil. Thank you. I hadn't seen Life, Mark, because it was a Fathom event. Thank Christ. I heard that wasn't good either.
Yeah, that's like, it'd be like if I'll tell you this, like, thank God I only watched this when it was streaming. But when I watched Good Morning, like, that movie felt like I was watching like weed porn or something like that, and I was like, you're better off just watching some Cheech and Chong porn, like. Good
Morning I didn't hate as much as everyone else, but I will say this: I think I did end my review saying, like, dude, if you want a better version of this movie, just go rent Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back. It's basically the same movie. Funny.
Or watch Clerks 3, like.
Yeah, or any Kevin Smith movie.
Like anything Jay and Silent Bob, like.
For real. Clerks 3 is on my top 25. I love Clerks 3. I cried like a baby.
It's great. But, I mean,
in Good Morning that made me laugh, but it wasn't enough. It didn't come.
There was nothing that made me laugh. Like, the only thing that even got like a smirk out of me was
Give Me the Pot.
Only with Pete Davidson. Like,
well, see, Pete
Davidson is at least funny. Like,
Pete Davidson to me is getting what I like to call this year. I guess I'll give this away. He's getting a Fire Your Agent award for this year because he was in 5 movies. 2 of them were good and 3 of them sucked hard. And I was like, please just fire.
Wait, what?
Okay, yeah, he was in 2 good movies and 3 bad ones. He was in the 3 bad ones were Good Morning or Good Morning with a U. That's the title.
Good Morning with a U.
I kind of liked the song at the beginning, though. I have to say. Good Morning, Meet Cute, which had ambition, but it was just a mess.
I had not seen it, and I didn't waste my time.
He gave a good performance, so did Kaylee Cuoco. It wasn't their fault the script sucked. And then Marmaduke, which was just evil and smart.
Oh, that's right.
And then his 2 good movies were, and they were mostly like bit parts, were Bodies, 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 and I Want You Back, which were both good.
Yeah,
He had like a cameo in I Want You Back, but like still,
I should have remembered that, but I don't know. It's just because my memory was getting so cloudy, like on the movies that you were thinking of. Like, the only one I remembered him in, like, besides Good Morning was Bodies, 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 and then like
Marmaduke. Thank you, Becca. It was rotting trash, is what it was. Becca, are your comments showing up on here? I want to make sure I'm doing this right. We haven't gotten someone commenting yet in the history of me doing this.
I don't know, man. That's like,
like Marmaduke says, "Bow wow, Luke." Marmaduke says, "Bow wow." Charles Styles and the Street Trainers. It's a song in the movie. Literally, okay, this is the thing that's haunted my brain forever. At the end credits, there's a theme song for Marmaduke where it's like I guess it's like the dance number or whatever, where the whole song is just Pete Davidson practically shouting if you were clearly stoned when you recorded the movie, which he was, shouting, "Marmaduke says bow wow." What? Marmaduke says bow wow. And I still get up at night going, "Marmaduke says bow wow. Marmaduke says bow wow." It was like brain rot.
Ouch.
Oh. And then it implies that he's reading a script for Marmaduke 2. Fuck off. Don't make Marmaduke 2.
Yeah, especially with all those ratings. Yeah, fire your agent, bro. Like, don't be like, and also not that. quit smoking too much weed, bruh.
Well, but here's the thing. You can smoke weed if the movie we're getting out of it is King of Staten Island, not Good Morning. If you give us the King of Staten Island, I'll allow you to smoke weed. But until then, give us a good... Or Big Time Adolescence was really good. I like that one. But, something like a good movie. You were doing good movies there, and then it was just...
Yeah, and then you did something like Marmaduke, where you're like, oh, I'm smoking too much weed. This is a good idea, so...
And, dude, like, I get it. Just... Sometimes you just got to get a paycheck sometimes. I get it, man. I know you...
Yeah, but he doesn't, like...
Yeah.
Like, you don't really need, like, a paycheck like that. If you should know that a movie like that is going to suck. Like,
but the thing is, too, is that Marmaduke didn't just suck. It was like, you ever watch an animated movie where it's not merely badly animated, the animation looks broken? Like, it looks like no one was on the wheel like that. Something like a Secret of Kella or whatever that was called, or like Sir Billy with Sean Connery, where it's like, not only is it bad animation, it doesn't look Food Fight. Like, it doesn't look finished. It looks like you outsourced it to some weird, like, mill.
Buck Wild. Like, the animation does not look finished.
Buck Wild was bad, but I have to say, the animation was terrible. Do not get me wrong. But compared to Marmaduke, it's a bad movie. It's got a 0 for me. But compared to Marmaduke, it looks like Pixar. Like, if you haven't seen it, Marmaduke, all the shapes are really odd looking. The mouths move, but stuff doesn't come out right away. It's real kind of slack. There are some animation glitches in it. It's like a weird... And again, Marmaduke had one moment where maybe it was just my brain snapping open, like, it finally broke me, where I kind of went... smirked, and there's a part where it's like a French dog. It's like at a dog show. And he goes like... And then he goes, I want bacon. And he goes, you have to control your urges, Marmaduke. What are you saying? He goes, what I'm saying is, my friend, you must be the bacon. And I don't know why. I was just like, okay, fine. But again, maybe it was just my brain breaking. Maybe it was the delivery of the voice actor. But you know what's weird about that movie? You know who plays the dad in it? This broke my heart. Like, I know, again, you're prolific. You're a character actor. J.K. fucking Simmons, why? No! You have no position to make these kind of mistakes anymore, bro. You were in Whiplash, dude. You were in Juno. Fuck.
Get the fuck out of my sight before I demolish you. Like,
oh,
bro. Like, if that poster, like, someone should make an edit where, basically, like, when he's talking to the students, like, with that folder scene, before they are going on stage,
God.
I got, like, they should have, like, you know, where the guy is, like, just slowly walking in.
Yeah.
They should have, like, an edit, like, where it's the Marmaduke poster, just coming in, and then J.K. Simmons just turns around and is like, get the fuck out of my sight before I demolish you. Like,
Becca just commented, Marmaduke wasn't quite my tempo. I fucking love you, Becca.
It wasn't quite my tempo. It's not
my tempo.
Flashback to something you said in my one of my Q&As. Is nothing sacred? Like,
no, yeah, that was the greatest comment I've ever heard. It was when I saw Plane, and it was like,
funny enough, it was when you saw Plane. Like,
it was when I saw Plane, and there was an older couple in front of me who were real nice. They're like, "Oh, you review movies, right? We've seen you around here before." And they were saying, "Yeah, what's up?" And he goes, "You've seen Plane?" I'm like, "I sure am." I'm like, "Fantastic." And they were sitting there. I don't know why I'm doing a goofy voice. They were perfectly nice people. They were sitting down there, and it was like, Fathom events coming soon. Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey, which I'm seeing in a couple weeks, by the way. Yeah, I'm going to that with a friend. Hopefully he will get me in with his, like, discount or something. I'm not paying $20 to see that movie. But, fuck that. But I'll just watch it on YouTube, on Netflix or something. But he shows up. It's the scene. It's just like that quick little 20-second Winnie the Pooh. It's long enough to see, oh, Christopher Robin grew up. Winnie the Pooh is killing people. Yeah, this woman, she turns to her husband and goes, Damn it, Carl is nothing sacred. It's just like the greatest line ever. I'm like, and I was
of
like,
of course, bro. She's definitely right. Like,
you know what his next movies are, don't you? This is true. Are Bambi the Forest Nightmare and Peter Pan Leaving Neverland, and they're both slaps.
Oh my god!
Already
it hasn't even come out yet, but Winnie the Pooh Blood and Honey already got greenlit for a sequel. Like,
you know what? But here's the thing about Winnie the Pooh Blood and Honey. It's not going to be a good movie. Budget-wise, anything. It's not going to be a good movie. But it could be really fun trash.
let's hope it's actually worthwhile than Jeepers Creepers Reborn.
Oh, it's got to be better than that. Well, here's the thing. Well, then again.
No,
Then again.
Like, you can talk smack about it all you want, even if you haven't seen it, because even if you want to talk smack about it and you haven't seen it, I don't care, man.
Well,
It's bad.
I think Winnie the Pooh Blood and Honey, its opening night is the same opening night as Marlowe, and I'm like, you know, if I can see Marlowe after or before, maybe. The thing about Winnie the Pooh Blood and Honey is, like, if they lean into the skit, if they lean into the, like, we know this is ridiculous that Winnie the Pooh is killing people, it's like, I don't know, it could be great. Like Deep Water. There you go, Luke. I don't know why you hate my wife so much. I don't get why you have such a hard-on for hate for Ana de Armas. Like,
I don't, bro. Like, I mean,
name
like,
one
she
movie
just-
of hers you actually like.
I mean, I love Ana de Armas, like, as much as everybody else does. I
Name
do.
one movie of
Like-
hers you like.
Like, she's
I'm
just like,
waiting.
what?
Name one movie of hers you actually liked. I've never heard you mention Blade Runner. You
War
didn't like?
Dogs. She was
Okay,
in
yeah,
War Dogs.
okay, fine, fair enough. I like War Dogs too.
Yeah, she was in War Dogs and Blip. No Time to Die.
Phillips.
No Time to Die.
Blood
Time to
and
Die.
Honey, like it was directed by Sean C. Phillips, who did Amityville. Is that the one who did Amityville Karen? Which I didn't even. You know what, Becca? Amityville, to quote Roger Ebert, Amityville Karen wasn't on my worst of list because it wasn't good enough.
I highly do not recommend Amityville Karen.
Strong not recommend. If you want to steal a little something from Milne.
I've seen it on Tubi, and I regret watching it.
The perfect place for it too.
Yeah, but hold on a second.
It makes the Taryn Manning Karen look like Get Out. I mean, I've only seen 20 minutes of it, and I can say that with confidence. It was bad.
But I was looking at. Let's see. Not Knives Out is another one that Ana de Armas was in. I love Knives Out.
Okay, yeah, fair enough. She is pretty prolific.
Yeah,
I have to
Knives
say,
Out.
somebody who's
So
relatively
here's like ones that I love with her in them. Knives Out.
Did you ever see Hands of Stone? That was pretty good.
It was okay, honestly.
I
Like,
liked it.
it wasn't bad, but it wasn't good. Honestly, it was.
She was
fine.
good in it. She was good.
Yeah, for sure. But I mean, but I love Knives Out and No Time to Die, and I do like War Dogs.
Yeah.
And The Gray Man, and I do like Blade Runner 2049, even though I find that movie overrated. I mean, but I like it though. I promise you, I like it.
Yeah, I understand with, like, for instance, like with Blonde. I'm just joshing you for sport, buddy. I'm just saying,
I know, but
Yeah.
after I watched both Deep Water and Blonde, I was like, she needs to pick better projects because this is not doing her any favor. Like,
I'm looking forward to Ghosted, the new movie she's doing with Chris Evans on Apple.
yeah, that I'm down for. But just again, dude, I mean, I love her. I do. It's just again, it's like she just needs to pick better roles. Is like my main concern.
Deep Water is Becca. Again, I love you. I'll mention that in a second. Deep Water was trash, but I thought it was guilty pleasure fun trash. Blonde, though, I genuinely liked, and I know I'm alone in that, and I know that I emotionally was moved by it in a way that other people weren't. I was able to overlook a lot of its more incendiary elements because I just thought it worked overall. I know that's not going to be everybody. But I want to mention this. What Becca said. Ana de Armas was great in Yesterday. Oh wait, Becca, you are killing this right now. You didn't hear about this? You didn't hear about this story, Luke?
No.
The Yesterday. Okay, you know the movie Yesterday, the Danny Boyle movie about the Beatles.
Yeah, she's not in it though.
Okay, technically she is. Okay, did you not hear about this? In the trailer for Yesterday, she is in it. She's in the movie. She's being serenaded by the singer. She has like a cameo in it. Her scenes were cut from the film. It was she had like a whole subplot that was cut out of it. These fans of Ana de Armas sued Universal Pictures and won for false advertising because they said she was in the movie and she wasn't. So it's now become a meme that like Ana de Armas was in Yesterday.
Well,
yeah,
like because I was looking at it, and it's like she's not credited for that movie. Like,
but she is though. That's the thing that's funny is that if you watch the end credits of the movie, it says Ana de Armas as whatever her character is. She's nowhere in the movie. Maybe she's like there for a second. It's kind of the way I feel about like in the movie Babylon. This is not a spoiler. When the cast list was announced, Marina Baccarin was one of the names that was in it. Technically, she's still in it. She's in one frame of it. She's in. I saw it when it happened. I'm like, where's Marina Baccarin? And it's just the frame that's in the trailer. All she does is scream at an elephant at the party scene.
oh my lord.
Yeah. So it happens where Naomi Scott from Aladdin is technically in The Martian. She's like one of the techs at NASA. She had a much bigger role, but at the end she said, "I'm not credited anymore, but if you watch the movie, I'm one of the people cheering when Mark Watney comes home." Like I'm not like in one shot of it. Yeah, it happens sometimes that way where like people are in the movie and they've just really as much of it. Also, Kaya Gerber being in 5 Seconds of Babylon. Yeah, but she still was in more of Babylon than Marina Baccarin. Yeah, and she was in one of the more significant scenes in Babylon. No spoilers, but for those who've seen Babylon, you know which one I'm talking about. But yeah, like I agree. Well, and even like Phoebe Tonkin, like I love Phoebe Tonkin. I'm a big fan of the originals, and I remember like, oh yeah, she's in a movie. She like pees on a guy, and then she overdoses, and that's it. And the beginning of the movie, it's like
that's like
the movie.
Not even like
you know,
a good explanation. It's just like the laziest type of explanation they could even possibly come up with.
In
like,
Babylon, no, that's literally her whole role. It's in the first 10 minutes of the movie. That is literally.
Well, I haven't seen it, so I mean,
Okay.
what I know.
Well, it's not a spoiler. It's at the right at the beginning. It's one of the first things you see in the movie, along with the elephant shitting on. It's a gross movie, dude. I wonder what Luke will think of Babylon. I do too. Will he love it or hate it? I'm curious about that too. I look forward to seeing your review of that one.
I don't think I'll review it, but I mean, I will watch it.
But like you're letterboxed for it.
That. But I mean,
Yeah.
like, but just I don't think I'll review it on YouTube. I mean, unless if there was like a billion people that like requested me to do so, I probably still wouldn't even do it. Like, because there's other
Is Tommy
films
Maguire in that?
He is. I'll say this. Here's the thing I think you need to know, and I'm not going to spoil anything. I think what you
I know
guys
he's in it though. I know he's in it, but
he's in it because he's in the trailer. But the thing is like technically so is Phoebe Tonkin. It's just she's only in that 1 second of it. The thing is like the movie. 3 hours of pure cocaine-laced insanity. Agreed. The movie is kind of, to me, split in two, and the second movie's better. But the first movie's still good. The first, hour and a half of the movie is this kind of gross-out, crazy, hedonistic comedy. The second half, though, is this really moving sort of lament of, the forgotten film stars of yesteryear. And I think that people who go to see it need to know that you can't walk out an hour in. If you're going to go see the movie, like two of the people who were at my screening, for instance, who walked out an hour in, you have to sit through the whole thing because it's the larger whole, not the parts. You know what I mean? It's one of those movies you have to step back and kind of look at it as a whole thing.
yeah, but that'd be like
He takes a long time to get into it, though. He's in the movie about 2.5 hours in, and he's in for 10 minutes.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, but I was gonna say, that'd be walking out an hour into RRR or something like that. When you haven't even seen the good things coming up in the movie.
Dude, that first half feels like a whole movie onto itself. Before they do the little intermission thing. It's not really an intermission, but it is in India. You know what I mean? Where they do the halfway.
Yeah, and honestly, okay, I'll be honest about this.
I'm confused, Becca.
I don't want to. I don't want to say this, but this is just me being honest.
Yeah.
If I was supremely bored, wanting to fall asleep, the first hour into Avatar 2, I honestly would have walked out. Honestly, I would have walked out. Just if I'm being honest, I still like the movie quite a bit though, but I'm just saying, if I was supremely bored, the first hour in, I probably would have walked out.
Sorry, I'm responding to Becca real quick. Yeah, here's the thing about the first hour of Avatar. There is a lot of setup, and it's kind of dull. I have to say though, I wouldn't have bailed just because it looked so good. I mean, I would have definitely
Right.
stuck around just the cool shit.
It's not. It's not because of that. Like I wouldn't say. I wouldn't have bailed because it looked so good. It's just if the film just bored me.
What I'm saying is, it would have kept me in my seat. It would have kept my attention. But I have to say, I still loved the movie overall more than the first one because I think it deepened as it went along, and I think that by the end it was a better movie than Avatar 1 to me. I'm not really a big fan of the first one, so I kind of was pleasantly surprised by the second one. But it's not on my best of list. It's a runner-up, and it is kind of one of those movies where it's like, yeah, you could have shaved it like a good 45 minutes off of this, Cameron, and it probably would.
Thank you, because
2.5 hours.
Because again, during the third act, like it was during the third act, my eyes were starting to were starting to hurt. So, like,
oh right, sorry.
I'm telling you, like, well, no, I didn't watch it in 3D. Like, I didn't watch it in 3D, but like my eyes were hurting, and I wanted to close my eyes so I could let the pain, so the pain could stop. But
here's the thing, though. People had a problem with the pace of that movie. To me, like, I saw it with my buddy. We saw it in IMAX 3D. It never felt that long to me. It's the same with Babylon for me. It never felt that long, maybe just because I was so immersed in the world of it and the story for me. Now, I understand that it's not going to be for everybody. I think that some people are going to... And both movies have had their detractors, and they've had people who haven't quite been as into it. Yes, and I want to respond to Becca. Yes, I get it now. Sorry, that movie was long and a lot happened. Hello, college. God, motherfucker. She's coming into the room. She keeps missing her mark.
oh, Jesus.
And to answer your question, Becca, that was the last minute of that scene is the moment the two people walked out. Was the scene with like the dude in the hot box when they're on the set trying to film the scene.
Oh, for Babylon?
Yeah, in Babylon.
I kind of figured it was for Babylon. So, because you told me like there was a couple people that walked out like the first hour in.
Well, they walked out an hour in. It was at a moment where, and maybe I can get it. There's kind of a moment where the director kind of explodes on one of the texts and uses some kind of anti-Semitic language, and I think that's probably why they left. Which, fair enough. They make clear though that the guy's kind of a prick. Like you're not supposed to like the guy, which is fair because he's anti-Semitic.
But they made it like too clear. Like it was just so freaking obvious.
What do you mean?
Like, if they just like hammer it in like that, then they make it too obvious.
Well, they hammered it in. It's kind of though a build-up because the scene in question is it's like a 10-minute scene because they're trying to get. It's not a spoiler. It's pretty early on. They're trying to get used to the style of the talkies, and Margot Robbie. Everyone is fighting with each other because they're trying to get this scene out, and it's just like tension building. And I think it probably was just too much for them. Yo, what's the stream link? Oh, Becca, you want to join us?
Oh, well, hold on.
Is that okay, Luke?
We can let's just I'm fine with it this way for now, okay? Because my mood was kind of just down after seeing Jeepers Creepers Reborn, so let's just
Fair enough.
Because that's the reason why I'm just like I'm good with it condensed like this.
Yeah.
So.
Fair enough.
I'm not trying to be rude or anything. It's just because of my mood that kind of drowed me down because of Jeepers Creepers Reborn.
Well, and I wanted to do this on camera while we're on camera. Lol. We'll do this on camera. Jared, thank you, my brother. Thank you for the wonderful thumbnails. Like I was mentioning beforehand, that Triangle of Sadness one. It's like the ending of Inglourious Basterds. It's like this is your masterpiece, boss. It's like that. It has the for those who've seen it, because I know it was very recent on channel. It's like the ship. Spoiler alert! It happens in the trailer. There's a shipwreck in Triangle of Sadness. So the ship is wrecking into a martini glass that's shattered, and then you see like the cast in like little triangles along the side. I'm like that with like the blue font, and I'm like that was great. So love it.
Nice.
Wherever you found that image that you used for that, that was rad, dude. But
yeah, Oh God!
Becca says
I don't even know if
she wants to talk about Babylon. That's why she wanted to join.
Yeah, but again, I haven't seen it. So if you guys are gonna talk about it, then I would have to be off because I haven't seen it.
Yeah, we would. I mean, we wouldn't talk about spoilers, would we? I don't think we would.
That's my fear, honestly.
Yeah.
Because
It is kind
Like
of one of those movies, though, where it's a lot of moments that build more than it is a movie where there's big plot revelations that happen. You know?
yeah, but like
kind of- Yeah.
but I'm looking at
Oh, and Triangle of Sadness. Yeah. I just
Yeah.
watched it. I literally just watched it, Becca. Just
but
today.
yeah, like
Mhm.
I don't even think I'm even ready to even film that rant tomorrow for Jeepers Creepers Reborn.
You know what I would recommend, just for me, if you're gonna do like a rant on something that bad, because I've been there and I've done it that way. Don't even prepare anything. No, I'm telling you this for real. I'm not trying to take the lazy way out. I'm trying to explain this to you. I have gotten recognized for my negative reviews because those are the ones where I try not to have anything prepared and I just my unfiltered fuck like responses and people
Well,
like
yeah, but then at the same time, I mean, even though I'm not like part of that crew yet, I don't want to like get demonetized because of it.
that's true. Well,
So that's the reason why I try to like keep my cursing down to a minimum. Even though obviously I've had cursing on the channel before, but it wasn't really done by me. So
I gotta say, I do both envy you and not envy you that you are monetized. I'm not monetized yet, because so I get, I guess, a little more freedom. Although then again, I have to kind of be careful because eventually.
I'm trying to be careful on that. So that's the reason why, like, I'm trying to think through a little bit on what I would say.
That's a good point, Becca. Sorry, is the chat showing up? I have to ask this because I've never done this before.
It's not showing up on. I mean, because like if you were doing it through a computer, it'd be showing up like on the guests part of the stream.
What I'm saying is,
but I'm using my phone, so.
Yeah, what I'm saying is, since we're doing it through my channel, I wanted to make sure that everyone was seeing like the comment. I don't know how.
You actually have to click on the comment.
Yeah,
okay.
Click on it.
Yeah, you have to click on it. There you go.
There we. Okay, sorry, Becca. Sorry about that. One thing I'll say about negative reviews is that I try to find one positive to note because every film is something even smaller that is positive. To a certain extent, I guess I kind of agree, but
not all films do.
Not all of them for me, anyway. Some of them.
If you look at like honestly, like look at a film look at a film like Jeepers Creepers Reborn. Like, not one single redeeming quality with that movie.
Yeah, and I haven't seen Jeepers Creepers Reborn, so I can't speak of it. But like, for instance, like Redeeming Love, I loathe that movie with a passion. I was actually like offended by that movie, but I have to say, I still was kind of like, Abigail Cowan is a good actor. She gives it her all. The movie around her doesn't live up to it. It lets her down because she's so good in a movie that's so bad, but it's still not enough to.
But the thing is, though, like the reason why like I can't give like a positive, like even like a 1% to Jeepers Creepers Reborn is mostly because like the actors aren't even trying, and plus like, even like this one red flag, like the film was getting sued because they didn't have like the legal right to make the movie.
Okay, but did they?
That's an immediate red flag
because of Victor Salva, though.
No, it's not that. It's because it was an entirely new crew. It was an entirely new crew behind Jeepers Creepers Reborn. So like, I had all the faith in the world with that because I mean, Jeepers Creepers 3 was atrocious. Like,
it sucked.
It's terrible. So I was like, okay, if Victor Salva is no longer involved and they're actually getting a brand new crew, I'm there.
Especially if he's not.
The trailer came out.
Done. Yeah.
But the trailer came out and it looked like a generic haunted house movie, and it just gives us Leprechaun Origins vibes.
Oh man, I have to see
like,
this. Oh man.
Yeah, and dude,
Luke,
Leprechaun Origins. Like, have you seen Leprechaun Origins?
Oh
no.
Yeah.
What?
No.
Yeah. Wait.
No.
Grant, you haven't seen it?
No, I have. Jared has.
Oh.
Is that the one that WWE guy in?
I've seen the only Leprechaun.
I've only seen the first one.
The only Leprechaun movie I have not seen is Leprechaun Returns. That's the only one I haven't seen is Leprechaun Returns.
Have you seen? Oh, so you've seen Leprechaun in the Hood? Have you? The only thing better.
Leprechaun in the Hood was okay, but Leprechaun Back
was
to
fun.
the Hood was absolutely abysmal. Like,
I stand by, Becca. There's only one. Okay, I agree with you, Becca. I stand by, though, that there is only one good aspect of Halloween Resurrection. It's still the worst one, but there is one element.
Trick or treat, motherfucker.
And that's what I was gonna say is
yeah,
trick or treat,
trick or treat,
motherfucker. Yeah.
like, but in regards to
Bust.
the effects, though, like in regards to the green screen, like it was giving me a lot of Mortal Kombat Annihilation flashbacks because the green screen is very noticeable. Like,
That was one of my biggest issues, among many others, with the movie. I know, again, Grant being an unpopular opinion, I get it. With Fall, which I notoriously hated, is that movie I thought had really shitty green screen. Everyone who liked it talked about, oh, it's like so real, it feels so visceral, it feels like you're up there. It didn't to me. It looked like they were falling into a green screen of the desert to me. It just looked really obvious. Now, I'm sure it's worse. It's a little more polished looking, I'm sure. At least it kind of looks like a movie it should be seen in theaters, whereas Jeepers Creepers does not. But, like, for instance, that scene with Mason Gooding, you know the one, I'm not going to spoil it, but in Fall with Mason Gooding where he's dangling from a height above a mountain. It looks like he's going to fall into a green screen. It looks kind of fake. It looks
okay, yeah, I'll give you that one because
Yeah.
at one point it did look very, very green screen. But I mean, like when they got up to like the radio tower, that's when it felt real, like to me.
Yeah. Green screen was giving me the Room vibes, yeah.
Yesterday, I just watched The Room.
Yeah,
I did
what?
not
Now,
hit
see,
her.
that's a
It's
bad
not
movie that
true.
should be
It's
watched.
bullshit. I did not hit her. I did not.
Oh, hi.
Oh, hi, Mark.
Oh,
Have
hi,
you guys
Mark.
seen The Disaster
Hey,
Artist?
Johnny, what's
That's
up?
good.
I have a problem with Lisa. She says that I hit her. Oh, well, did you really? No, it's not true. Don't even ask.
Huh?
What's new with you?
The best, can I say that part? The best weird Tommy Wiseauism of all is in that part. He goes, man, I knew a girl one time. I saw this movie at a midnight screening. That was a trip with my friends and at the Tivoli when it was open here in St. Louis.
But at least,
like,
though, with The Room, you can laugh at it.
yeah, we went in tuxedos with footballs and spoons with us. It was awesome. my pal Danny and
I have to do the quote again. I did not hit her. It's not true. It's bullshit. I did not hit her. I did not.
oh, hi, Mark.
Oh, hi, Mark. Hey, Johnny,
I have
what's up?
I have to.
You got to finish the line here. Hey, Johnny, what's up?
Oh.
I have a problem with
I
Lisa.
remember.
She says that I hit her.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, did you really? No, it's not true. Don't even ask.
Don't even ask.
What's new with you? Like,
Don't-
the reason why I learned that line was because of Chris Stuckman's hilariosity for The Room.
Oh my god.
That's
Johnny-
the reason why I learned about that line. But also, I loved his little Tommy Wiseau character in his review for The Disaster Artist. Like,
Yes.
what makes you say that? Hey, Tommy, how you doing? Oh, I've been better. What's new with you? I'm just working on my review for The Disaster Artist, so if you don't mind, well, whatever. And then, why not give it applause? Well, I just said I had a couple little flaws with it and stuff. Well, they said the movie was so good. Why not give it applause? Dude, Stuckman does perfect impressions of Tommy Wiseau. Like,
He does. The Disaster Artist was great. It was on my best of list that year. I have to say, though, there was one fundamental flaw I had with it that was other people are not going to have. As I read the book of it,
gotcha. Okay.
it left out a lot of the stuff in the book that I loved. Because the thing is, like, it mostly focused on... The thing about the book is, it's kind of... Have you read the book?
No.
The Disaster Artist, the way it's structured, the book, is like, they'll do a chapter on the making of The Room, and then there'll be a chapter on...
Oh, hi, Dougie.
Yeah, they'll do a chapter on the making of The Room, right? And then because it's written by Greg Sestero. Yeah, Sestero.
Greg Sestero.
Yeah, and so it'll be half that, and then it'll be half how he met Tommy, but then every once in a while, every third chapter, they'll change it up, and he'll speculate where he thinks Tommy is from, like his backstory. And he'll talk about one of the best chunks of the book that's not in the movie that bothered me because I'm like, man, if that was in the movie, this would be even closer, even like at 5 stars plus, not just 5. is the scene where they mention there's a scene in the book. So you know the scene in The Room.
Yeah.
One of the most best bad lines ever. Where Tommy Wiseau, where it's the guy who's I guess the same guy from earlier, but he's played by an actor who looks nothing like him now. When he finds them on the couch, it's Lisa and Mark, and they're in the throes or whatever. And then he says, you shouldn't be doing this. Tommy's our friend. Or Johnny rather is our friend. You shouldn't be doing this. And he goes, you know what? Why don't you keep your little comments in your pocket? That line? Okay. In the book, Greg Sestero, there is an entire chapter dedicated to that, filming that part. And he talks about how, he says, if you watch the movie, he says, the movie's bad, but he says, if you notice, that is the one time where my acting is good. And he says, and I'll explain why. And he goes, I was actually mad at Tommy at that point. And he explains how he hated that line. Tommy insisted on it, and there's this whole back and forth where he goes, come on, what's the nickname?
Come on,
Brad Pitt, whatever. Say the line. Just say the line. And he goes,
just say the line. Line say Sam here.
Say the line. He goes, Tommy, I'm not going to say the line. It's a fucking stupid line. I'm not saying the line. He goes, oh, come on, Greg. Come on, Greg. Just say the line.
Come on, Greg.
Yeah, say the line. It's like, I'm not going to say the line. He goes, just say the line. He goes, fine. Why don't you keep your little comments in your pocket? He goes, we got it. So it's like the one scene where he's acting good because he's just being naturally, mad. Because he's actually...
Oh, my gosh.
That's awesome. And so now every time I watch it, I notice that scene more, and I'm like, you know what? This is the one time where he's kind of giving some effort. Because it's but
yeah, for sure.
I saw that movie twice in the theater. The first time was at the midnight. The second time I went with my brother and our friend to Riff Tracks Live, the Fathom event, where it's and it was the funniest thing where they have the infamous scene in the room where they're one of the many infamous scenes, the sex scene in it, where it's really overdone and overlong, and then they have the establishing shot of the Brooklyn Bridge, they have the Full House, Too Many Cooks looking transitional shot, and they have this music.
You are tearing me apart, Lisa.
Yeah, so it kicks in, and it kicks in. Suddenly you hear this. You hear this music chime in from, I guess, wherever they're doing the live thing. And it's the do-do-do. It's the Full House music. And then Mike Nelson chimes in. He goes, tonight on Full House, you really hope to holy God that Uncle Joey and Uncle Jesse don't do what you just done. Tonight on ABC.
But the thing that really got me about that movie, that made me just think, what in the name of God am I watching? Was the scene when Tommy Wiseau shot himself in the mouth and then
gun barrel.
Yeah, and then smothers himself with a pillow.
Well, you mean the scene where he tries to dry hump the pillow after he shoots himself or whatever, and he's already dead?
Oh God! I was what am I watching? This is so terrible.
Remember when Seth Rogen? That was a great scene in the movie when Seth Rogen's you shouldn't try to fuck the pillow after you shot yourself in the head, Tommy. That's not how this works. You can't shoot yourself in the head and then still have the ability to.
Yeah, but I gotta show. Yeah. Let's see. I'm gonna go through some movies I saw in theaters from the past couple of years. That I have in front of me.
That's right. I want to mention though, Becca, if you were anywhere in the St. Louis area, I might have been the one that accidentally hit you in the back of the head with the spoon, and I apologize because I was one of the ones that was throwing spoons. That was the only time I threw anything at the theater. The other time was the Devil Inside, and you know why? I was part of the riot the opening night of that movie when it had no ending.
The Devil Inside, the found footage movie?
Yeah, the one that had no third act. It just stopped. There was no... Where they're in the car and they go to this website. I was just literally, the guy next to me went, fuck you, and started throwing sodas. I'm like, well, whatever. And I picked up my popcorn and just started throwing it. It was in high school.
Oh, God, crazy. That is so bad, bro.
Oh, that's right. You live in Canada. Right. I'm not in that area. I'm in Toronto. Okay. Yeah, gotcha. Gotcha.
But anyways, so yeah, I'm gonna go through these movies here one by one.
Sure.
Starting off with Get Over Here.
Yeah.
So this
it a
was
good
the
movie.
first movie I saw in theaters within 6 years. Like I actually going to like going out to a movie theater.
When did you start your channel?
I actually started my channel in 2021.
So did I. Wow. Okay. That's rad.
But
Well-
I started in January.
Well, my channel is
February.
older than both of yours.
How long
Wow.
has your channel
Big
been there,
surprise.
2016.
Dude. Nice.
Well, like I started an account like back in 2015, but I didn't actually like start my channel until 2021. So
I started my account, I believe. Well, here's the thing. My first. That's not totally true. The channel as it is, I started. I think I did make a go at doing like physical media releases when I was in high school. So I think it was like 2007 or 8, maybe 9, 10. No, it was after Paranormal Activity 2 came out because I remember that was one of the Blu-rays I had. So I think it was like 2010 or 11. It was like right
Gotcha.
after. Yeah.
and then if I take off the slipcover right here, boom, there's my ticket. I saw it opening night. Dude, I don't understand the hate for this movie. This movie's freaking awesome.
I enjoyed it. I have to say I resent it for one reason. Can I tell you, Luke, real quick?
Yeah, go
I
ahead.
went to see, and by the way, Jared, I saw your Blu-ray. Nice. I have one too. I got one for Christmas. When I went to see the movie Belle in the theater, I guess it was close to or shortly after. No, it was January, so no, it was a good deal after. The obnoxious ass teenagers behind me who were talking through the entire probably the children of the group who was talking all the way through women talking behind me.
No pun intended.
No, literally, that was my opening joke. Is I think the theater thought the people in the theater thought it was audience talking because they wouldn't shut the hell up. No.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's what I was saying. No pun intended.
But when I went to see Belle, there's a part I guess in the movie where I saw the dubbed version because I couldn't get a ticket to the subbed one, so because the screen wasn't cooperating until Sunday and they only had the dubbed one, whatever. So I saw it in the theater. One of the stupid teenagers behind me, there's a part where the beast looking character, the beast character, goes like,
Yeah, the beast.
get over here. Or no, it was the guy hunting him, goes like, get over here, and he went, get over here, and I was just like, I was so tempted to go, excuse me, and it was a children's movie. There were children there, so I couldn't. It was like a G-rated movie. I was so tempted to go, hey friend, can you kindly like shut the fuck up? Yeah, maybe just like that. No, Chris Stuckman has the best comeback to a talking person ever, which is, I believe it was in his screening of Dead Man Down that he never finished, where they had the old women behind him, and he goes, excuse me, miss. Or no, it was House at the End of the Street. He goes,
The Conjuring.
Excuse me, miss. He goes, excuse me, miss. If I wanted the audio commentary, I would have bought the Blu-ray or something like that.
That was for The Conjuring, yeah. For The Conjuring. That's pretty good. But anyways, next up,
I've been doing
my girl Emma Stone and Cruella.
I liked Cruella more than other people.
And guess what? Take it as well. And dude, look at this though. Look at this.
Oh yeah,
Look at that red case.
Nice. Oh, it's red. Nice.
Yeah, it's a red case. Yeah, for the 4K. Like I was like as soon as I found out that, I mean, I was gonna buy this day one anyway. But when I found out it had a red case, I was like, okay, yes, I am buying this. Like,
this ages me like crazy, but I have to say, they need to do more of that. When I was a kid, and this has become a nostalgia thing for people my age, is Nickelodeon. Whenever like Nickelodeon put out a new VHS tape, man, I sound old. Like Harriet the Spy.
like they put out like the orange VHS tape.
It was an orange tape in an orange case, and I always thought that was like the coolest shit.
Yeah, I mean, obviously I wasn't born around that era, but I mean, like I was still around long enough to have those. So,
well, like I always say, Good Burger was the first movie I saw in the theater, so it always will have a special place in my heart.
welcome to Good Burger, home of the Good Burger.
Dude,
Good, I take
Never
you
seen
on
Good Burger.
I fucking love Good Burger. I'm sorry.
I watched Good Burger so many times as a kid, bro. It's so good. But the next one,
small space aliens
wait.
in your brain and told you to break into the zoo and free the kangaroos. Not that I recall. Hey, look, it's the sequel that's as good as the first one. That doesn't happen very often.
What, this one?
Yeah, that was a great.
I actually think this is better.
In some ways, I agree. Yes. The opening scene. Was
But this is one of. I think
no
it's
one
only.
was talking during that movie.
Hold on.
Or the first one.
I think it's only one of 2 pieces of trash that I own in my collection of the movies I've seen in theaters. I haven't bought Firestarter yet, but I'm going to because I did see that in theaters. And
why are you buying Firestarter?
Look, listen.
Okay.
I have this thing where I feel like I have to buy the movies I see in theaters as like theater memories.
Fair enough.
That's kind of my little. That's kind of my little OCD. So, like my brain's just.
Me.
Well, you don't go to the theater, so keep your mouth shut, Jerry.
I collect Marvel movies, guys. The last Marvel movie I got was Black Widow because I really need to get up on my collection. But
here's the first pile of trash here, really quick.
I own Fan 4 Stick. I'm ashamed to admit it because I hate that movie. I own it because it's part of the collection. I had to have all the Marvel movies.
I know. I feel you.
I don't.
But anyways, here's the first pile of trash that I got.
I liked F9. You watch it.
This movie gave me a headache in theaters, bro.
Much fun. They go to space.
Yeah, I don't like this movie, man. Like when I was seeing this in theaters, like I think it was during the third act. Like I kept getting texts from somebody, so like I didn't text them back, obviously, because I didn't want to have people like behind me just be like, "Hey, turn your phone off." Like I just like took a quick glance to see like who was texting me for just a couple seconds.
Agreed.
No, it is not. It is.
No, it's not.
It's really bad.
You know what I resent about F9? They didn't go with my tagline suggestion.
What?
I tried to send it to Vin Diesel's Instagram, and he clearly never got back to me. It was F9 in space. No one can hear you drive. No one. That I have to.
That is good though. I'll give you that one. That
How about
is
this?
good.
How about this? F9, the final frontier.
Star Trek 5 games. Holy crap.
Well, I can't take all the credit. Brad Jones, the cinema snob. You guys know the cinema snob, right?
Yeah.
I met him a couple times, and he mentioned in one of his videos, his mortal enemy is the head of PureFlix, and he said that in his video, I think it was God's Not Dead 2, where he talks about they're making a third one. And he goes, yeah, it's already coming out. And he goes, what if they make a fourth one, which they ultimately did? He goes, I kept telling him, like, God's Not Dead in Space should be number 4. He goes, and he says, really? And he goes, actually, I'll tell you what, he says, I went on Twitter and I put like a mock-up poster as God's Not Dead 4 in Space is in space, no one can hear you pray. And PureFlix retweeted it. David A.R. White retweeted the fake poster and said, that sounds interesting. What?
Okay.
I would have seen it. I avoided the other 3 God's Not Deads because the first one was so bad. And I wasn't having to do it regularly for a living.
Yeah, but anyways, and you said this is the last MCU movie you bought, but I also have it, Black Widow.
I really need to get the other Phase 4 movies.
There it is.
Nice.
I stuck with some of the tickets in there. I did stick mine in for Fast 9, but I didn't feel like pulling it out because the movie's a pile of garbage. So.
Wait, what? You didn't like Black Widow?
No, I'm talking about Fast 9. I really like Black Widow.
Okay, because Black Widow's a good movie.
And then next, probably the most polarizing movie of 2021.
Becca, I love you, my friend. I love you. Guilty pleasure. And I have a love-hate relationship with Shyamalan, and it's a guilty pleasure for me.
I actually really enjoyed this movie for what it is.
You know, I did too. It's better than a lot of his.
It's
Becca,
definitely.
I love you. I love you so much.
Jesus Takes Manhattan.
That's what Scream
like you have Jesus. You have Jesus basically be Jason Voorhees in Friday the 13th Part 8. Like,
no, you know what? You know what's funny? Have you guys seen that clip? Do you know who Psycho Pebbles is? He's
that name
one of the
sounds
guys
familiar.
who does like Smiling Friends, the TV show. He had a web show. I'm seeing it Thursday. He did a video where it's a Christmas thing, and it's this kid, and he just shows up, and Jesus just ascends, and he goes, boys, you saved Christmas. Also, I'm Jesus, and he goes, yay, it's Jesus, and he goes, it's time to go to heaven, my child. And he just like ducks and gets like, he screams at his friend is like, bye.
Yeah, you see, like, just listen to that idea. Come on, Pierce, take that idea in your own consideration.
I still want. Did you hear about Kevin Smith's the movie he's been trying to work on? It was an animated movie he was going to do called Hell in a Handbag, where the premise is a giant Satan shows up in the town square after the rapture, and a 70-foot tall fire breathing Jesus has to kill the devil.
Oh my god,
That would be fucking awesome.
that sounds so bad. But hey,
That was,
let's
like,
see if you
fun,
can
though.
finish the line. Let's finish the line for this one. Nobody likes a show off.
Yeah, unless what you're showing off is dope as fuck.
Yeah, the Suicide Squad.
What is that? It's an overhead projector. Why do you have that? By the way, Amanda Waller series is coming. Did you guys hear about that?
Yeah, I heard about that. Falling off of Peacemaker, right?
AKA the show with the greatest opening
Guess what?
credit sequence ever.
Do you really want
Taste
to taste it?
The damn
Guess what?
What?
Hand.
Earned.
Nom nom.
Yes, that is your hand. Very good. We're all gonna die.
God, I hope so. Or
I hope so.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Polka Dot Man.
Wait, here's the deal. You fail the mission, you die. We find out the information you give us is false, you die.
What does Harley say? Damn it, I forgot. What did she-
If we find out you have any personalized license plates, you die.
Yes. That movie did something I thought was impossible. It made me give a shit about Rick Flag.
Peacemaker.
What a joke. See, that actually was a really powerful I actually was really touched.
That was so heartbreaking.
Especially
No pun
in
intended, to be
Peacemaker,
honest.
The way
Like,
that they bring, especially in Peacemaker, how they make that like a motivating plot point that he let down this guy he kind of looked up to, and it was sad, you know.
yeah, I mean, honestly, this is my favorite DCEU movie by far. Like, it's no question.
Same here.
Same.
It's the
Luke,
best one.
I think so. Yeah, Shazam might be close second, but yeah.
I think there's no competition for me, honestly. The Suicide Squad is just like god tier.
I gotta give some ups.
Awesome.
Though. I gotta give some ups though to Captain Sparkle Fingers. That is the greatest thing.
Let's see. Oh, here's another one. Here's one of my personal favorites of 2021.
Yeah.
Free Guy.
I liked Free Guy. I really wanted to love Free Guy. It was kind of one of those movies where I'm like, man, it was just so standard for what it was about. I was kind of disappointed. I liked it. I liked it a lot. There were parts.
Oh man, I loved it, man. I loved it.
There were parts in it. The Chris Evans cameo was worth the price, the IMAX ticket alone.
Again, I wanted to see it be even funnier with Robert Downey Jr. sitting right next to him saying, "Language." Like,
yeah,
that would have been even funnier. Like, everybody would have completely lost it. Like,
yeah.
I'm telling you. But other than that, I mean, I love this movie, man. It's awesome.
I'm looking forward to the sequel. I like the world of it. I like the. I thought Jodie Comer was adorable in it. I thought that he was funny, and yeah, I liked the movie.
Started, but
it was a cute movie. I liked it.
But you want to speak of stars in the making, though? Let's talk about my boy Simu Liu, Shang-Chi.
Dude, no, Shang-Chi fucks. That was a good movie.
This is actually one of my top 10 favorites in the MCU. I love Shang-Chi.
Well.
It's awesome. Like, dude, Simu Liu is a name you guys really got to watch out for in these coming years.
I felt that way all the way back watching Kim's Convenience. Like, he's always been someone I've liked a lot. And the thing is, can I also say this? Same with Awkwafina. There's been a backlash
Yes.
with Awkwafina. Okay, first off, for those who don't like Awkwafina, watch The Farewell. You will
watch The Farewell. And also
Nora from Queens. I love that show. That show's awesome.
Yeah, but don't spoil one of those movies though, because I have one of them coming up in a little bit. So
The Farewell.
You know what it is, but don't say it. Don't say it.
But I'm really looking forward to seeing her in Renfield too. It looks like she'll.
Oh yes, but
That looks like a fun time.
Okay, I dare you to say my name 5 times.
Candyman. I like that movie.
You want a hot take? You want a hot take?
No.
This is better than the original.
I think so too, quite frankly.
Dude, and
I
then
love
somebody
the
says that I need to slap myself because if they think this is better than the original.
Dude.
I'm like, no, I don't.
I have seen
Because I'm
that
being
movie.
honest about my opinion.
I have seen that movie. So many friends of mine who are like these hardcore horror nerds, like, yeah, fuck that new Candyman. That movie was bullshit. I'm like, I love that movie. I thought the movie was great. It was funny. It was scary. It had it was thoughtful.
Dude, that
Yeah.
movie is scary. Like,
It was well shot. You know what shocked me? Fun fact. I looked it up. The same weekend I saw that movie, I saw The Abomination that was He's All That, which was just that freaking Madison Ray Abomination. They have the same cinematographer. I'm not kidding you. They have the same DP. How?
wait, you want to know something funny?
Oh my god.
Guess how many times I've seen Candyman,
5.
the new one?
5.
6. I've seen it 6 times.
That movie had a really good marketing campaign. On the website, they had the final trailer. I think it was when they do the final trailer. To access it, it's not on YouTube. What you do is you go to CandymanMovie.com and you have to look into your phone, have it do mirroring, and say the name 5 times to watch the trailer. Say Candyman 5 times.
That
And
is
then
so clever. And yeah,
that's awesome.
But yeah, whoever said that that I need to slap myself if they think this is better than the original, I give you this.
It's so good.
Get out of my sight because this movie rules.
I have a lot of
Jenny.
hope for the Marvels now, considering how good.
Yeah. And also, speaking of horror movies, Evil dies tonight. Evil dies tonight.
You know what? I like that movie a lot more than the last piece of shit they did.
I'll get into that a little later.
I know you like Halloween Ends,
But this one though, was a lot
It's
of
not
fun.
bad. Honestly, it's not as okay. Let's put it this way: it's not. It has its problems. It's not as good as Halloween.
Yeah, I mean, it's not. But my flaws with the film are morely nitpicks. I mean, I'm not giving huge issues with Halloween Kills.
Mine were a little more than nitpicks, but I have to say the one thing is, as a Halloween fan, there were moments in that movie that I not only thought worked, I thought were kind of touching. Like I liked the scene where she's in the first off. That was my biggest problem was they kind of sideline Laurie Strode, which some people have a problem with, some people don't. I had a little bit of a problem with it, but I will say this: it did lead to one of the best scenes in the movie, which to me is when what's his name? 16 Candles guy, Breakfast Club guy.
Anthony Michael Hall, Tommy Doyle.
Anthony Michael Hall.
Tommy Doyle.
Tommy Doyle. And it's not the original actor who played Tommy Doyle in the first Halloween, but it's the same character. When he's sitting talking to Laurie, and she's like, talks about, Michael's back, we're going to go get him. And Laurie says to him, like, oh, I got to go. And he goes, no, stay there. And she goes, but Tommy, and she goes, when we were kids, you saved me. Now it's time for me to save you, Laurie. And she smiles at him. I was just kind of touched. I'm like, oh, man. That was a really sweet moment.
Oh, no, I feel that. But, yeah, I really enjoyed Halloween Kills for what it was. Haters beware. I do enjoy it. So
it was, like I said,
next
a lot
one.
better than Halloween Ends. But
I'd say it's a smidge better, honestly.
fair enough.
Just a smidge. But next one. Oh, speaking of haters beware.
Thank you, Becca. I liked Eternals also.
But
She-Hulk is not that bad. I agree. I liked She-Hulk.
no, no, man. Like I liked
was
it
a
at first,
sitcom.
but oh my god, thinking about it, it is horrendous.
Dude, you gotta look at it as a Marvel sitcom, man. You can't look at it as a typical Marvel thing. It's a comedy.
Well, it's not that. It fails as a sitcom. It's not even funny. Like
I'm sorry.
That's my thing.
I have to say this. I mean this with all due respect to you, Luke. You're starting to sound a little bit like Eric MacArthur. I mean that with respect to him as well. But I'm sorry, the Megan Thee Stallion thing was funny. I'm gonna say the controversial opinion. I thought it was funny. It didn't offend me. It didn't make me think that Stan Lee was rolling in his grave. I thought it was fine. It was a funny moment. It was cute. It was a little bit of fun.
this is better though. This is better.
I really liked Eternals. It's hard to say which one is better for me.
You want to know another movie that I will watch a billion times over She-Hulk?
What?
Ghostbusters Afterlife. This movie was freaking awesome.
I kind of sort of agree.
Because, dude, and plus, I'm a Ghostbusters fanatic, so like,
Thank you.
why would I not love this movie so much, bro? I love it.
I do think, and Luke, I know that it's. First off, I want to just say this. Luke, I know that that's not your reason because you are not a woman hater. You're not like any of that stuff.
No,
You're,
dude.
you're a very woke, very progressive gentleman. But I agree that a lot of the other criticisms, including by a certain person we know, is a little bit.
But I don't
can't
give
be
the
Marvel
same
hater.
criticisms like
Yeah.
that everybody else does, though. I mean, I try to be like,
Well, it's for the
I
same.
try to just form my own estate on it, like.
Well, I think it's for the same reason that I tell you that you didn't dislike Strange World because there were gay characters in it. You disliked it because it just didn't work as a film for you, which is fine.
Well, and not just that, like,
Yeah.
the plot just felt so generic, and I could not connect with the characters.
Well, and the other thing is, you know, kind of how I feel about that because I said it last time that considering what was going on the Thanksgiving week that happened, a particular tragedy that occurred in the same city that my, brother who himself is in the queer LGBTQ community, I was having none of that, and my friend told me that people were walking out because there was a gay character in it. I was just fuming. And if you watch my video, half of it is me just calling out homophobes for being homophobic pieces of shit.
Well, yeah, but I mean, I'm not like that though, because
I know you're not. I'm trying to say though, right here, you're not. That's what I'm saying. But other people,
because that'd be like that'd be me like walking on a bros because it's about two gay men, and I walked into there like just knowing that it would be.
Yeah, well, and the other thing is like that's what I'm saying, Luke, is that you loved Bros. So did I.
Of course I did.
And that's
I mean, I've seen the movie like I Love You, Philip Morris, which is about two gay men. So.
Yeah, and that's the thing. What I'm saying though is that, look, you know how else I know that you're not like that, Luke? Because you're a good person. Only a not good person would be hateful or bigoted toward anyone else. So
that's because they just like to say those kind of things just to offend people like us. So.
Well, and then other things too is that some people though they really do feel that way, and it's shitty. Like some people really did walk out of Strange World because there was an LGBTQ representation in it, which is really
well. And plus, Disney supports the LGBTQ community, so I mean that's not really a problem.
I have my issues with how Disney has handled some LGBTQ things. I do think that there are some aspects of
like the way that they handled it in Strange World just felt
in
off
Strange
to me.
World. I give credit more to the filmmakers though for that than Disney, because Disney very famously was like the Don't Say Gay bill. They were supportive of that. Agree, Becca. Completely agree. And I've kind of already had no patience for it, and now I have none. It's like, just let's let other stories be told, guys. Like and I know, again, I want to say this: no one at this stream tonight has those views. None of us. Okay, I know that.
No.
But I'm saying, just in a general sense, like the Ben Shapiro's of the world, for instance. Ben Shapiro can eat a dick. Like he someone like that, where it's just like you don't even see the movie, or you don't even try to see it on its own level. You're going in with your own bigoted, hateful worldview before anything.
Yeah, and like without like, and then people will be telling me like but start giving me so much crap for my opinion. Like if I just went in, what's the movie I'm thinking of?
World too. I agree with you, Becca.
I was trying to think of one that people will give me so much crap for my opinion, like going in, like knowing that I'm ready to hate. But at the same time, like
I think that's too easy. I feel like here's the thing. I do feel like on some level people, it's the same way I feel about people who attack me for some of my viewpoints, where I do think it is like, did you watch the whole video though? That's kind of my thing about it, because like, for instance, I think I've told you this before, but like one of the most hated movies I saw, speaking of Becca, those damn religious movies you mentioned, The Girl Who Believes in Miracles, or as I called it, The Girl Who Believes in Magical Jesus Orb, which is a fake name for it, because there's a magical Jesus orb in that movie that like summons the little girl over to it in the middle of a lake. I had a review, like a year after reviewing it, I got like a comment from a pastor who called me Satan. Like straight up said that review didn't come from you, it came from the devil. and I hope to God your soul doesn't burn in hell, my friend. All that stuff. Like, the most passive-aggressive comment ever. And I literally just laugh at it because I'm like, first and foremost, anyone who watches my videos knows that I'm not. I said every time I do that, and especially in that video, I looked again. That video, I straight up said, this is a review of a shitty movie, not a religious belief or faith of a viewer. You can have
exactly.
whatever.
That'd be like
Yeah.
That'd be like people like coming at me like if I review like freaking Honk for Jesus and then say, well, the humor wasn't really my thing, but
Becca,
like and then people just saying like, oh, you don't really like black people humor. I do. I do like that type of humor. Like House Party, like it has that type of humor. Like the original House Party, I should clarify. The original House Party.
Yeah.
It has that type of humor, and I'm used to that type of humor. Friday.
I love Friday.
Yeah, Friday has that type of humor, and I love that style of humor. But it's just with Honk for Jesus, it didn't work for me. I just didn't find it funny.
Well, here's the thing. Okay. Honk for Jesus, though, the reason I did like Honk for Jesus, and the reason I like Honk for Jesus is that it's a criticism of the kind of worldview of the people who typically make religious movies. It's not a praising of them.
But at the same time, I felt like the way that they made that just felt like an offensive like mockumentary style type of movie to a certain degree of other religious people.
Well, here's how I read it. I didn't see it as a criticism of religious people. I saw it as a criticism of. This is from personal experience. This is why I appreciate it. I know a lot of people didn't. I took it as it's a criticism of the type of people like Lee Curtis Childs and Trinity Childs, more than it was a criticism of their congregation. I saw the movie as what the movie was about was taking to task religious leaders of like the megachurch prophet over faith type of situations who are
and then like
well, what I mean is like taking advantage of the faithful, because I feel like that movie is pro-faith in the sense of the people who believe and want to believe in something and are faith-filled people, but are criticizing kind of people who believe it's God's will to make money and to steamroll over the people who are under them. And that's what I read the movie as.
Yeah, and then
that's not offensive to me. That's true. I mean, as much as you, and I know this from experience growing up in that kind of situation, it's the fact that Lee Curtis Childs is a predator in that movie. I guess this is not really a spoiler if people know the plot of the movie. He's taking advantage of he's using his power to hurt young male congregates in his church, and he's using his power to do so while openly being homophobic and in his church.
But I gotta tell you,
that's showing the disparity to me of the way the mask that certain religious leaders, who are especially megachurch religious leaders, put on to seem like decent people when they're really some of the biggest monsters out there. And that's what I saw.
Yeah, but I was gonna. Do you mind if I say a few things really quick?
Yeah, that's fine.
Because I was gonna say that'd be like people coming at me and saying like that I'm a Satan to film critics, like because I hated Crimes of the Future, but they don't know that that's my opinion. Like that I absolutely hated the movie because like the type of film that it's going for, it's nothing but pretty much torture porn. Like that's not for me. Like even though Videodrome may have had that type of style, but it doesn't like go like full ham on it like Crimes of the Future does. It's just full on torture porn.
And I'll be the first.
And that type of stuff is not for me.
Like, and I'll be the first to admit to me, like you were talking about how Friday and whatnot, the thing to me is that quality to me matters over what a movie is trying to be about. If I feel like there's a quality to it, so like, it's not impossible for a religious movie that is a religious movie to be good to me. I liked American Underdog, for instance.
Yeah, I did too.
Yeah, but see,
I liked Woodlawn because it wasn't so preachy.
Yeah, Woodlawn was good. But But the reason why is because not only is it not preachy, it's not hateful. My issue with things like God's Not Dead, my issue with things like God's Not Dead and redeeming love and shit like that is that it's performing, it's insidiously doing a rhetoric that is making life difficult for certain groups of people in this world.
Well, not just that. It's like
yeah.
It feels like with a film like when it like whatever it's like trying to say just comes off offensive. Like for me, like Crimes of the Future, like what they were trying to say in regards to like surgery and type of thing, like people would think like but then people would just come at me and be like, well, that was the point, and I'm like, no, it's not. Like that's not the point of what surgery should be. Like it should be taken more seriously rather than just played with like he did with Crash. Like
isn't there a line in that movie where, and again, I haven't seen it, I might end up liking it because I actually liked Crash and I know that it's a controversial film. Isn't there like a line in it where Kristen Stewart says something along the lines of surgery's the new sex or something like that?
Yes, verbatim, dude.
Which, I mean, that's kind of a provocative line. I don't know. That's kind of.
But that for me, like that for me, I already knew I was in trouble. Like.
Yeah, I get that. It would be able. Now I want to mention some of these comments real quick, if you don't mind, because I really wanted to.
Yeah, go ahead and mention some of those comments because
Becca, I wanted to let you know. If you it says, Becca said, I totally get that. She's gonna make me cry. I totally get that. People on social media think I'm Satan for purely existing. Becca, we love you. I want you to know that. We love you. This is a safe space for you to come to my channel. We love you, Becca. You're awesome.
Yeah, and like
we love you.
But look, even though I may say some bad things in my head like about like certain people's opinions, I don't say it to their face because obviously I know how hurtful it is.
Well, and it's all in good fun. I mean,
well, sometimes it's taken a little bit too literally. Like when it comes when it comes to like my side of it, sometimes it's taken too literally.
Well, like I'll give you a perfect example. When I jokingly tell you, when I'm mentioning blonde, because I know that I'm in a minority on blonde, and I understand it. I hear all the reasons. I respect all the reasons. I get why it just affected me. You can't choose what movies are going to have an impact on you. They just happen. But that's why
exactly. That's like saying what's a good one?
Well, but what I was going to say was
go ahead. Sorry.
When I joke with you, like, why you got to hate on Ana de Armas? I'm being fun.
Like I know you're joking, like, but it's just at the same time, like in my head, I feel like you're taking, but in my head, I feel like you're taking it so literally, like.
Well, I'm not.
Like that's how I like. Sometimes that's how I think it. Like how I think it's taken.
And that's fair. And I think being in this community, I get it because being in this community, I feel like, especially in the comments sections, for all I know, maybe that pastor was well intentioned, and maybe he was just. It just was worded weird, but it was worded pretty fucking weird. And
plus it felt like what he said was wrong.
Insulting me for not liking a movie you liked. I mean, that's where it came down.
Yeah, exactly. And then like that'd be like someone insulting me because I adored something like what's a good one? You want to give me one? Like of a certain movie that I adored, like from 2022, and then people just like leaving
not well received. You mean?
Not really like one that was not well received, but like from other people that.
I know that didn't you get some heat for, which I think is stupid because I like this movie too. Didn't someone comment something shitty about you liking the bad guys? Because I liked the bad guys. I didn't share that opinion.
I don't think it was that one. But it's just I think it was
I think it was Crawdads. No, it was Crawdads.
No, it wasn't that one either.
Okay.
Actually, I shouldn't say it was a movie that I loved.
Okay.
It was one that I really liked personally.
Oh, you know what? I think because it was on the same video with me, and I liked this movie. It was Amsterdam.
No, it wasn't that one either.
Okay, because I got some heat for that.
Because there was one that it was one that you hated that I really liked.
Oh gosh. Oh, was it Fall? So that's the only one that's.
No, it's not that one.
Because I know I'm in a minority, and I respect the people.
It's not that one. I mean, I was meaning like I should how do I word this? I should say like it was a much more controversial movie.
Okay. That you liked and I hated.
Yes.
Oh gosh, was this from this year?
No, it was from 2022.
Let me look.
And
Let me look this up.
you want a better hint? You want a better hint?
Yeah, give me a line or something.
No, I'll just say I'll give you a genre. It's a horror movie.
Is it they/them?
No.
Thank Jesus.
No.
Thank Jesus.
That was horrible.
Can I steal another line from another critic on that one? Amanda the Jedi. By the way, check out her channel. Her shit's really good. Amanda the Jedi, in her video yesterday, she did her best and worst. She said they/them. Kind of ironic how this movie is how insanely homophobic a movie is that claims to be against homophobia. Thank you.
Yeah, and that's when a movie against homophobia is bad.
Well, because that movie, the problem with that movie was it seemed it was a selfish form of it made
well, not just that, it forgets what it wants to be.
That's the thing, is it doesn't know what its message is, because my biggest issue with the movie was, and this isn't a spoiler, it's just basically the point of the movie, is the character, it makes the lead character look like an asshole, because the premise of the movie seems to be, and I'm going to say this up front, and I think any normal person who has a heart would feel the same way. Conversion therapy is the most evil thing imaginable in the human race. The fact that that's still going on at all is a crime against humanity. But the movie's message seemed to be.
I was going to say.
Well, the message of that movie seemed to be, conversion therapy is bad, but hey, no one's torturing me anymore, so one love, bye. That's what I read from it. Is the lead character was like, she has the opportunity, or they rather have the opportunity to save other LGBTQ plus people, and they're like, nah, I'm gonna go live my life and fuck everybody else. I'm like, fuck you.
This is to the writers, bro. This is to the writers of they/them.
It's written by John fucking Logan, who's like a great screener. He did like Rango and Gladiator and shit, right? Like, and Hugo. Like, it's like a good writer.
Oh my god! But actually, I'll give you a hint on my rating for this one that
okay.
Some people give me crap about. I give it a 4 out of 5.
Was it Halloween Ends?
Yep, I've gotten crap for that one.
I wouldn't say I necessarily hated Halloween Ends. I gave it 1.
Well, a 1 out of 5 does signify that you hate it.
Well, 0 to me is like hate. Oh, okay. Thank you, Jared. Thank you so much for coming. He says he's got to head out.
All right, thanks, man.
Thank you so much. Thank you for the thumbnails, buddy. I appreciate it.
Yeah, but yeah, thank you for coming in, Jared. But I have to say, like, because I did a little short review talking about Halloween Ends, like giving my quick thoughts, and someone literally left a comment and said, "Bro, get nerfed," and I literally left that on. Like, what?
What did he say? Get what? Get nerfed?
And
nerf?
I literally I pointed
what
that,
does that
like,
mean?
I don't even know what he means, but I already know that sounds like a death threat. Like,
it sounds like the foam football you'd buy at Walmart. What does nerf mean?
Yeah, and then like I made an annoying YouTube comment, and I made that annoying YouTube comment short, and I pointed out that comment, and what my response was, like, why? Because I didn't like the movie as much as you did, or because I'm too generous on it. It's just my opinion. I really enjoyed it.
Okay, guess what, my dear viewers? You're gonna have a rare opportunity. You're gonna hear Grant learn something new. Apparently, nerf, the Urban Dictionary definition is cause to be weak or ineffective. Example: the constant zone running nerfed Michigan's pass rush. What? Of a video game developer reduces the power of a character, weapon, etc. in a new installment or update of the game. So basically, doing a shitty update. Basically, he's calling you a shitty update of a video game, whoever this was, which doesn't even make any damn sense.
Well, exactly. That's because he can't respect like one thing, which is my opinion, and how much I enjoyed Halloween Ends.
Becca solved our query. it's Nerf or nothing, like the toy gun. It's basically meaning that you're basically. He's saying that you're basically, and I mean this. We're translating what he says, not you personally. He's saying basically you're nothing. Fuck you. That's my response.
Actually, give it a double. Dude, if I had four hands, I would give it quadruple. Like I would give that commenter quadruple that.
You know what, buddy? I'll tell
Actually,
you.
I would do I'll do it like this: 1, 2, 3, 4, boom, like that.
Oh, it's a big one. No, but seriously, you know what, buddy? If you like that so much, go find Robert Storm's account. I'm sure you and his buddies will have a good time.
Well, yeah, and then like
he's not.
But then it's like
or ever.
Let me see what's another one that I've gotten some crap for.
Ben.
That's not but it's not Amsterdam.
Okay, we have a question from Ben. I hope I'm saying your name correctly, buddy. Ben Eifert? Is that
Eifert, I think.
Eifert, yeah. Sorry, just hopping on. What are the reasons for liking Halloween Ends? Genuinely asking as I have mixed feelings. You know, I'll give you the floor, Luke. I guess I'll just say straight up. I didn't like Halloween Ends. Luke liked Halloween Ends. There were individual things about it that I didn't necessarily hate. I thought the beginning and the ending worked for me. I thought Jamie Lee Curtis, of course, was, you know, just always great. She's a superstar. As Crimson Cinema would say, she's an all-star. Yeah, I just didn't care for the new character, the Corey kid. I just didn't. A lot of it just brought the movie down for me. You go ahead. What are your thoughts, Luke?
So, like, even though I know it's a baffling decision that they decided to do, like in regards to taking a film like this in a certain direction when it's the concluding chapter in the franchise, but I liked what they were doing because it actually felt like a more unique vision and not just, you know, scrub, rinse, repeat on Halloween movies.
Fair enough.
It actually felt like a fresh new vision. And I thought the kills were great, like any Halloween movie was, and
yeah, I'll give you that.
And even though it kind of becomes like I'm not gonna lie, like what they did with Corey's character kind of felt like a Breaking Bad situation to me, like where there's something that happens and but even though like you start to feel a little bit more bad for him as time goes on, but once he becomes Michael Myers, it's hard to root for him. Like,
you know, first off, I say this with respect to you, Luke. Luke, I see where you're coming from. I get it. I think that's great. That's also a good point, Beck. I'll put your comment up. First off, I wouldn't necessarily compare it to Breaking Bad but to be fair,
I'm not comparing it to Breaking Bad.
No.
It's just I'm saying it's like that certain situation.
I get what you mean. I think my issue is not so much Corey, the actor. I never blame the actor, and I wish the kid nothing but success. I hope he goes on to do some great roles after this too. My issue is if Corey was a character from the start of the trilogy. That's where I kind of come on the Breaking Bad side of it, is that if they developed him more and he wasn't just a guy who just kind of showed up in the last movie. It kind of reminded me a bit of that character from Rise of Skywalker who may or may not be what's-his-name's daughter who just kind of shows up on the horse. And again, what's her name? What's the actress's name? Naomi Ackie. I like her a lot. She was the best thing in I Want to Dance with Somebody, for instance. But my thing was, it felt like, okay, weirdly enough, it kind of reminded me a bit of Rise of Skywalker in the sense of it had a game plan, or it seemed to have one, and then it just kind of forgot it. You know what I mean? That was my biggest problem, I guess.
I could agree with that.
It kind of felt like a completely different movie in a way that it didn't really give us enough time to prepare for. I felt like if Corey was a character that was always kind of hovering in the background of the first two movies, maybe, and maybe he was maybe like for instance, if, say, the kid with the broom from Last Jedi had a prominent role in Rise of Skywalker, then it would kind of be okay. It would make sense that he was there. You know what I'm saying? Like, if he just showed up in the last movie and he was the most important character in the story with the most biggest arc in the movie, I'd be kind of like, but why though? You know?
Like, I understand that to a certain degree, but it's just, you know, sometimes sometimes I like appreciate like if a franchise just likes to go in a different direction than just being a typical like another typical film in the franchise.
And I think the word we're kind of looking for here is ambition. And I
Yes.
give it that David Gordon Green is a good director, and I have to give him credit that he tried to do something different. It just didn't really work for me. But look, you're not the only one who likes Halloween Ends. It has its fan base. There are a lot of people who actually like the movie. I've seen some people who have defended that movie.
I mean, I'm not trying to be a defender on it because I understand like why a lot of people hate it.
Well, also you actually liked it. I mean, that's sincerely your thoughts on the movie. I'm not saying that you're giving it a little bit of a boost because everyone else seems to dislike it or anything. I'm not saying that.
It's not. I don't see it like
Yeah.
Like I don't give movies a boost just because people hated it. Do you think I gave like what's a good example? Like, do you think I gave like Good Morning a boost because everybody hated it? No.
I didn't give mine a boost because everyone hated it either. I just didn't hate it as much as everyone else did. I didn't think it worked.
Yeah, and also like
yeah.
Like, did I give a boost to what's another good one? Memory because I hated it? No, it's because there was things I liked about it, but I do understand people saying it's very generic. Like I understand that.
Memory.
There was just things I like I found in that film that I admired.
Guy Pearce's performance, for instance, I thought was really good.
Yeah, exactly. And there were some pretty well shot action scenes.
Well, it's Martin
I'll
Campbell
give it that.
too. I mean, Martin Campbell's a competent, solid filmmaker compared to like Blacklight, where it's clearly a direct-to-video kind of guy doing it.
Yeah, the guy that and the reason why Blacklight didn't surprise me like how bad it was because it was from the same guy that directed Honest Thief.
Which honestly, Honest Thief, I don't even really remember, but I remember being like kind of okay with it. I was like, whatever, it's a Z movie, but whatever. This Blacklight was bad. I think Blacklight was worse than Honest Thief was. At least Honest Thief had
way worse. Like, you just think it's worse, bro. It's way worse.
Jai Courtney was having fun in Honest Thief, but yeah, he was at least kind of having fun.
And let's see, what's another one that
Cold Pursuit is still the best of like the recent Liam Neeson movies.
I agree, but I mean, like in regards to ones that like other Liam Neeson movies, I think like the one that came out once it came out like after Taken, it's either between The Gray or Unknown for me. That's my favorite.
I'd also throw A Walk Among the Tombstones into that hat.
Dude, that is an underrated movie.
That's a really underrated movie.
And it's one that really stands out amongst the pack for most of those movies because it's more of a horror thriller where he hunts down serial killers.
I also really like Nonstop.
That's another underrated movie.
It's got a good B movie. I like it.
Well, I wouldn't really consider it a glorified B movie because I mean it has a concept that you would put in a thriller, like a guy that needs money, and if he doesn't get the money, he kills the passenger on a plane every 20 minutes.
It's funny too. Like the only thing I remember that movie that I thought I had a bit of a problem with at the time because I think I was in college when that came out is that I was like, man, this was a solid movie. Wish Julianne Moore had more to do. I feel that way a lot when Julianne Moore is in a movie later. I'm like, I wish you'd give Julianne Moore more to do. She's such a good actress, and she can be the best thing in a movie that's kind of not like not Season of the Witch. What's the other generic witch movie? The one with like Ben Barnes and friggin' Jeff Bridges and Alicia Vikander. That's like none of their best work. It's like. It's like The Sorcerer's Apprentice, but not actually kind of underrated and decent. It's where he's like an old wizard and he's teaching. It was based on a book. What's the name of that one? Oh, Seventh Son.
Yes, thank you. There you go.
Which was a movie that I didn't think was like the worst thing ever, but like Julianne Moore was trying, but it wasn't really up to her level. But like Julianne Moore, like when she gets a great movie, like for instance, Still Alice or like Boogie Nights, she's great. But even when she's in like Kingsman 2, which I don't think is a super great movie, I like it fine. She's good in that movie. I mean, she's good as like the villain in that movie. You know?
Yeah, and then like and then people say like I give too much of a boost like for Sonic the Hedgehog 2 when like literally I'm a Sonic fanatic. So like there's
Well,
no
that's-
way I can like I
That's
can't
fair.
like not enjoy the movie. Like
Look. I'll say this: you're not the only one who's put it on like a best of list. I've seen a few people who've done that. Sonic the Hedgehog 2 is a movie I liked a lot. I did like it a lot. I wouldn't go so far as to say that I like it as much as you. It's kind of the same way I feel about Smile, where it's like I really
or
enjoyed it, but it's
or
not going to be
Beast.
on like my best of list or anything. But I like it.
or Beast.
Or Beast. I like Beast. I like Beast a lot more than Fall. I said it like
Yeah,
Beast
I
is
know
like
you told me about that. You don't need to rub it in my face. I get it.
Did I tell you what happened at my screening of Beast? This was kind of weird.
I don't think you told me that. I'm kind of
Okay.
curious about that actually.
It was like, how was it? Like the Friday night it was out. I was sitting in a and I feel bad because the guy was really nice, and I'm sure he just probably wasn't meaning to bother me. But I was sitting in my, tip of the top row, like I always do, for the most part. I was sitting in the theater, and this guy, just throughout the previews and throughout the first like 15 minutes of the movie, basically the chunk of the movie before the lion shows up, where it's just establishing the daughter, Charlotte Copley shows up, like it's the setup of the movie. I was
Right.
sitting there, and he was just like this, just turned around staring at me, like. And then he got real close to me, and he just kind of breathed on my neck, and I'm like, "What is going on?" I just kind of turned. Yeah, and then I was just sitting there, and I was like, "No." I walked, and I went to the middle row, and I'm like, I am not sitting next to this guy in a freaking horror movie for 2 hours, like a freaking thriller with a lion, and getting extra jump scared by this guy breathing on my neck. I'm not going to do it. So I moved, and the poor older couple that was in front of me were freaked out because I just suddenly appeared behind them, and they clearly didn't see me.
Oh no, man.
That's not even the weirdest thing. When I saw Eternals, I think I did tell you this story.
I like you told me the one for Eternals. You might have told me the one for Beast, but I think you didn't tell me the one for Eternals.
Eternals, that was a nightmare. So when I went to see Eternals, I saw it in IMAX. It was like the opening night, like I always do with Marvel. I was in the theater. I also should point out that, like many a Marvel movie, there were small children in the theater with us, which is fine. That's a Marvel movie. Whatever. Little boy behind me was having a grand old time. He enjoyed the movie. But I was sitting there, and there was this guy who was drunk off of his ass. And you could tell, like, you could smell. Listen, the air smelled like, I don't mean to be crass, it smelled like piss. I mean, the air smelled like piss and alcohol. It smelled. And he was with a bunch of dudes, and a lot of them were talking, and then this guy just was staring at me. Like, not even like, just, like, imagine I'm here, turning all the way around like that, and just in his theater seat going, glaring at me. And I just kind of turned, and in the Clifford trailer came on, and I think I went like something like, I just made a quiet little like, aw, because it was like a little baby Clifford. And then I just kind of like, just heard him shift even more, like.
Oh man!
And I like looked over, like, can I help you? Just kind of, I didn't say it, but I just kind of looked like, yeah, what? Like that kind of look. And he's just like, over there. And then the second my back turned, this guy was clearly inebriated, and he was talking and talking and talking, and then suddenly I see. My friend, the poor usher, she had to do with him. Poor usher came in and said, like, basically you have to leave because they were being rowdy and drunk and causing trouble. Leave. And he muttered something to the woman next to me. He called her the C word, basically, to the woman behind me, next to the child, because she's the one that got up and told on him. Next to her kid. Like, straight up said, you C word. And I was just like,
oh.
And he walked out. And then, I kid you not, the second he walked out of the theater, that beer and piss smell in the air just evaporated. Just the second that guy left, it was like just fresh air. It was like you over because you weren't used. It also was like an hour into the movie that they finally got the guy to leave. And also, it's like it's like a 3-hour movie if you put previews on it. It's a long movie.
But but then like
they walked him out, and this is what happened. This is the best part of the whole thing. So I was sitting there at the end, and I straight up said to the theater, I'm like, "Hey guys, I don't mean to like talk shit." I was like, "Was that guy and his friends, were they as annoying to you as everyone else?" And the entire theater, because it was after the post-credit scene with the blade, the blade part, was like, "Oh my god, yes!" And it was like dudes on the top row was like, "Yeah, we know." And then the little boy kind of grabbed my shoulder, and he's also the guy who's like, "Wow, Blade!" Like he was so into it. He kind of tugged my shoulder and he goes, "I was like, yeah, buddy, what's up?" And he goes, "I walked out to go to the bathroom. That guy was crying. The guy they kicked out was crying." And he goes, "He was acting like my sister. She's 2." And I was like, I said, "That is awesome.
That is so sad.
Kid, you won this movie tonight. You win, young man."
That is so sad. But you want to hear something? You want to know something?
He's gonna grow up to be a movie reviewer on YouTube.
You want to?
That is awesome.
Like,
That's
you want to know something funny? Okay, so I mean, I'm not trying to interrupt you or anything. It's just that, like, when he told that story, I thought about like when I went and saw Megan. For most of the movie, I was in there by myself. And keyword, I said most of the movie. I'll get to that story in a little bit. But when I got inside the theater, again, there was nobody else in there. When I got in there, it smelled weird.
Oh no!
It smelled weird for a second. But one thing went through my head. It kind of smelled like vape to me, and I was like,
I've heard people vaping in my theater before.
I've never had that happen before. But like when I smelled I smelled what was in the air, and I was like, was somebody vaping in here? Because look, when I went to go see Candyman, I mean, obviously I don't drive, so obviously he had to drive. Like, I had a friend that. What?
You said Katie. Do you mean Megan?
No, I was talking about with Megan. That was with the theater smelling like that. But I was meaning like when I was going to see Candyman.
Oh, Candyman. Okay. Yeah.
When I was going to go see Candyman, obviously I don't drive, so I had to have and I was going with a friend, so obviously he drove me there. He did vape a lot in the car, but like it didn't but it didn't bother me, like, because obviously he didn't do that while we were in the movie. But I was gonna ask him if he couldn't do that while I was around, but obviously he probably would have flipped off on me. But this is because I'm a good friend. I didn't say anything about it. And here's the other.
I kind of agree with that, actually.
And this is coming from somebody that doesn't smoke. So
yeah,
I don't smoke because I already know it's not good for me because,
yeah,
I think I've had friends that have died from that occasion. So
yeah.
Don't be like, oh, you're just being so over dramatized. No, I'm not.
I don't vape.
I know the side effects of those, man. I know the side effects. So, but here's the real thing that got me when I went and saw Megan. So it was during the third act. This family came in during the third act of the movie and sat in the B row, which is basically the second row in the front. And when I saw them come in, I thought to myself, what are you guys doing in here? The movie's almost over.
They came in toward the end of the movie?
It was during the third act. I think it was the scene when Megan stole the car to get after Aunt Gemma and Katie.
That's like the last 15 minutes of the movie.
Exactly. After she killed those two guys at the whatchamacallit,
it was with the paper cutter, right?
Yeah, it was the paper cutter, but I was trying to think of it wasn't that. I was just trying to think of the place that it was whatchamacallit. It was just robot. It's a robotics thing.
Yeah, the toy manufacturing.
The toy company.
Yeah.
After that, they came in, and I was like, "What are you guys doing here? The movie's literally almost over."
Yeah.
And I don't get that. You guys, if you're gonna come into the movie at least come in like just as the movie starts, because I don't get bothered. Like there's some people that have come in, but like when the movie starts, I don't get bothered by that because at least they made it on time.
Well, Luke, can I tell you something from my experience with that? Maybe it's just where I'm from, although it's happened at other theaters too. People who come in late to movies tend to be the worst people you share a movie theater with, for me. And I think
What do you mean?
because, well, I'll give you a recent example, for instance. And also, I want to mention that someone vaped right next to me. It was at I didn't tell him to stop. It was just like he wasn't getting smoke in my face or anything. But it was like, what was that one movie from a few years ago with like Kevin Hart and Tiffany Haddish?
Night School.
Night School. That was it. Yeah, there was a guy next to me vaping. But it's not the weirdest thing that's happened to me in a theater. Yeah.
But actually, before you go on, I need to tell you something about
yeah.
To give an example of somebody vaping in theaters. One of my good buddy Jacob Hubbard told me a little story about when he went and saw Bad Boys for Life. That somebody that somebody was vaping in the theater and it fogged up the projector, and they could not even, and they could barely even see what was going on. And he was like, "Why?"
At that point, you don't even care about watching the movie. You're just there to vape in private, basically. If you smoke
exactly, that was actually kind of the reason why I was happy, for most of the movie when I saw Megan, that I had the theater to myself.
Yeah, which is surprising because it's doing really good business. I also want to mention.
I saw it on a Saturday. Well, I saw it on a Saturday afternoon, like a few weeks after it was out.
Yeah. Okay. Fair enough. I wanted to mention, by the way, if you guys have not seen the Aubrey Plaza Saturday Night Live fake Megan 2 trailer, where it's like, where it talks about like how popular she's become with like the LGBTQ community, it's hilarious and it's great, and Allison Williams is in it. It's very funny. But there's she's like, I'm Megan 2.0, bitch. It's great. Great, like let's slay.
That's pretty good.
Queens. Yeah, it's great. But anyway, no, well, I'll give you a recent example. So, Women Talking currently, for instance, is playing in like 600 theaters. So that means I live in Edwardsville, Illinois, which is like right outside of St. Louis. It's like a tourist spot outside of. So we have a megaplex, but it doesn't get everything. Women Talking, we have a city about 30 minutes from my house called O'Fallon. It was playing in O'Fallon. So I went over there. It was like Friday night. I went to see it. Drove about 30 minutes. It was worth it. The movie was good. The movie's it's in my top 10. Like, it's a good movie. So the movie started. It was me and this like older couple, and nobody else. This line of people came in during. They had the trailer for a movie I've mentioned that I wanted to see, which was Are You There, God? It's Me, Margaret, which was one of the trailers we got. They were walking in, and one of them said, I heard this walking in. Oh, I read that as a girl.
What?
Said, oh, dear God. Well, because it's based on a book. Fair enough. Walked up. Then they had the trailer for that movie with Florence Pugh, the Zach Braff one, where she's like a recovering addict, a good person. And he says, do you want to go see that? And he goes, I don't know. I like her. I like Morgan Freeman. It looks depressing. It's like, out loud. This is like exactly my tone of voice, if not louder, they're talking. In the movie theater, with the lights already down. And me and the guy next to me are kind of like, directly behind us. They're not going to do this whole time, are they? Movie starts, Orion Pictures. Orion, haven't seen that in a while. There's going to be another.
That should be my response.
Yeah.
Like, I would have, like, okay, I'm going to be honest. At that point,
yeah,
I would have gotten the manager.
I didn't want to leave the movie though. That's the thing, is that means
I know, but like I would have done that with Avatar, because I told you the story multiple times that there was three guys that were sitting to the left of me, like literally, like imagine like you're sitting next to me, like on my left, right?
Okay.
So like just picture that in your head.
Yeah.
So or just put yourself in my position, like where I'm at right now, like in the movie theater, like I'm 3 spots away, like from the stairs.
Thank you, Becca. Sorry, I had to mention it. Says these people were complaining about depressing films, and they were at Women Talking. Thank you, Becca. Okay, continue.
Okay, sorry about that. So basically,
I have to point that out.
Okay, yeah. So basically, put yourself so you put yourself in my position, and you're three spots away from the stairs, basically.
Uh-huh.
And then you have these three guys that are sitting like right next to you. They're on
Like
the left
right
of
along
you.
the aisle seat, kind of, right? Like,
Well, kind of, yeah, but like they were
Yeah.
literally like right next to me, like
Okay.
on my left. I mean,
yeah.
obviously on camera it's reversed, so basically I'll do it like this if you guys want to make it more happy for me.
Yeah.
But,
So I'm on that
so-
side of you. Yeah.
yes. So
Okay.
like you're on this side of me. You're on my left. So
And the other side, these guys were on, you're saying.
yeah, well, basically the three guys were on the left of me. So, and then throughout most of the movie, they would not shut up, and they went on their phones a lot.
Fuck, and that's a long movie, too.
Yeah, and there was some times I wanted to go up and go get somebody so that way I could get them to leave,
Yeah.
but I didn't want to fall for that tweet that James Cameron kept just
Yeah.
ramming us with. Because I mean, I would not have gone back to see the movie a second time anyway, not after that experience.
I'm the kind of guy who intentionally goes to the bathroom before I go to the theater so I can watch the entire movie straight on. And
Well, usually I can do that as well, but
Yeah.
but sometimes I don't do that. But
Yeah.
you want to know something funny though? The second time I went and saw Puss in Boots: The Last Wish, I was the only person in the theater by that time. When I got there,
Mhm.
because I got there pretty early. When I was gonna go to the bathroom, and then when I saw the green following preview thing pop up, it was a theater across from me, it was for Avatar: The Way of Water.
Uh-huh.
It was a theater across from me, so I snuck in. When I saw that, I was like, "Oh my god, is it Mario?" And then, much to my surprise, it cuts to black and dun dun dun. And I was like, "Oh my god, it's Mario!" I got so excited. Then after that, I went to the bathroom because I still had some time before the movie started.
Yeah.
And and obviously I get there early so that I can see a lot of the newbie promotion stuff and everything.
Yeah, yeah. Maria Menounos and all that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I saw one of the Perry's picks for Cocaine Bear, and I was like, and then when I saw the little clips of that, I was like, okay. And then the
much
trailer
fun.
came on when I went and saw Megan, and I was like, oh yeah, that's
see,
what
you
I
didn't-
signed up for.
But see, you didn't get the red band version because I saw that with Megan.
No,
too.
actually, I did. I got the red
Really?
band version
In a PG-13
because it said the following preview was approved for restricted audiences.
I turned to my buddy Austin. We were seeing, what was the movie we were seeing? Oh, we were seeing Violent Night. And that was one of the trailers we got, and it was the red band. And it was like, the trailer was going, I said, you know, buddy, it's like, this movie looks good, but it's missing something. And then it immediately cuts to that shot of the severed arm and him snorting a line off the severed arm. I'm like, that was it. We're seeing this now. That was awesome. That was the money shot right there. Perfect.
Dude, I'm so excited.
Perfect.
Dude, honestly, I wasn't really excited though at first because of the title. The title just did not intrigue me whatsoever
Yeah, see, I
because it's
love
called
the title.
because it's called Cocaine Bear. Could they be any more
perfect.
obvious than that? But it had to be until I saw the trailer that got me intrigued.
Yeah, it looks really fun, and I like the fact that it's leaning into the fact that this is ridiculous. This whole premise is ridiculous. And we're having
Elizabeth
fun.
Banks knows how ridiculous this movie is.
And to be fair, I don't think Elizabeth Banks is that bad of a director. Honestly, I kind of didn't hate.
I mean, she did a good job with Pitch Perfect too, but
Yeah.
and I
don't
kind
hate
of enjoyed
Charlie's
that new
Angels.
Charlie's Angels. I kind of liked it.
I watched it on cable. I got only about half of it, but it wasn't because I didn't like it. It was more just because I had other things I had to do and I wasn't reviewing it. But I'd watch it through at some point. I thought it was perfectly.
Yeah, I
fun.
mean it's fine.
It's
but
fine.
I mean it's not a classic, but I mean it's fine. And from the trailers, it looks very promising with the direction, that they're going to take the movie in.
This is gonna sound silly, but you know what it kind of the tone of the humor reminds me a lot of. You ever
What?
see the movie with Kevin Bacon called Tremors? Where it's that kind of thing where
I know exactly what you're talking about.
The filmmakers know the movie's ridiculous, but the cast is playing it like they're in a real horror film, but the movie clearly is not taking it seriously. Tremors is that kind of movie, and that's what Cocaine Bear looks like. It's I'm gonna see it regardless because it's the last film that Ray Liotta shot before he died. So that's another thing.
Yeah, may the man rest in peace. But
What an amazing actor. B movie. I know what you're gonna say. B movie.
No, not that.
Oh.
I was trying to think of something else. Like I think the first before Cocaine Bear of Perry's picks on when I went and saw Megan was actually Scream 6, and I was like, oh yeah, give it to me.
The Hall of Ghostface, baby. The Hall of Ghostface.
Dude, like I think like some of my friends are like asking for too much out of that movie. Like
yeah.
Like you remember that one kill in Terrifier 2 with a shotgun?
Oh yeah, like the best kill in the whole movie, you mean? Or one of them?
Yeah, and then in the trailer for Scream 6, you obviously see Ghostface with the shotgun. And everybody's like, "Oh, we better have a kill like that where his face is like completely blown off." And I'm like, "Dude, you're asking for too much."
Well, also people need to remember that Terrifier 2 is NC-17. This is going to be
No, it's not. It's not even rated.
Well, that's because it's NC-17. They surrendered the rating. They got an NC-17 and they released it unrated, which makes sense. Yeah. But anyway, Luke, I gotta say, buddy, I just gotta tell you guys, I'm gonna finish the story because we've gone for 2.5 hours. I gotta save my minutes for my stream on Sunday, so we gotta wrap this up pretty soon. It's 10:30. Oh. But I wanted to.
Okay.
Can I tell you the rest of the women talking story?
Yeah, go ahead. Sorry that I interrupted you there.
No, it's fine. But it was one of those theaters, because it's a different theater from I used to. But it's reclining seats. There's a lot of empty space. It's like bars everywhere. And the speaker system is nice. But women talking, by the nature of what it is, it's dialogue driven. The whole movie is mostly in one location. They're talking about... But here's the trend that I've noticed a lot in movies that was exacerbated by my experience watching women talking that I fucking hate. And I wrote into some film critic friends of mine on their podcast, and they said, yeah, we've noticed that too. You ever notice? Just trigger warning, I guess. Women talking, for those who don't know what it's about, is about women who have been sexually assaulted. That's what the film is about. It's about them talking about whether, basically in this Mennonite community, and they're discussing whether or not they should stay and fight or leave the community. That's the premise of the movie. And the other thing, too, is that also, if you're talking faith-based, one of the few faith-based movies I've seen that actually feels like, well, with a faith-based element, where faith is actually a good thing in the movie, and it's directed by an atheist. That should tell you something. Anyway, just want to point that out.
Yeah.
Sarah Polley, who is an atheist. But second I wanted to point out was, but there is humor in the movie. There is tension-breaking moments of there are occasional bits of, not jokes, but just humorous asides to kind of keep it
right, yeah,
too bleak. So in the movie, they have the moment where, say, Claire Foy, who's terrific in the film, is talking about the fact that her child was attacked, or is falling victim to an attack.
Right.
I hear this behind me. Oh, Frank. Really?
Why?
Yeah, they're just laughing whenever people talk about being horrible, and frankly, and quite heartbreakingly talking about being attacked. It's like, and then there's a part where they all sit together and they sing a hymn, and I hear this behind me. Boring. Oh, Frank. Shut the fuck up. It's just it was so disrespectful.
Can I say one thing about that?
What?
Okay. I don't know how many joints those people were smoking, because they're obviously freaking idiots.
Or they're just trying to get attention and they're trying to be cool or whatever. Also, I should mention, these are 45-year-old men and women behind me. They're middle-aged people.
Immature.
Dude! And it's watching the movie, and then the whole movie, and then eventually there's one part where there's this significant moment where Sheila McCarthy's character is talking to Jessie Buckley's character about basically saying the word, I'll just say, I won't spoil it, but she basically says, I'm sorry, and there's an emphasis on it that's emotionally powerful, and they're laughing.
Right.
The guy next to me, who was really cool, the guy next to me turned up, kind of looked up and went, mouth, are you fucking serious? I'm like, thank you. Just...
yeah, but that'd be imagine if I was watching Pearl in theaters with a crowd, and then during Mia Goth's amazing monologue. Dude, that monologue had me in tears, because I felt her, and then people just and then people just being like, boring. Yeah, thanks, Frank. Hey, Larry, look how boring this is. Like that.
I'm not a violent
Screw
person.
all of you.
I'm not a
Screw
violent
all
person.
of you.
I'm a lover, not a fighter. I have never felt more of the urge to just bitch slap an entire row of people behind me in my life. And the thing is that what makes it worse is,
dude. I'm sorry, but just the way you said it made it sound funny.
But just let's put it this way: even no matter what the movie is, it's bad. People shouldn't talk during movies, regardless of if it's good, bad, or in between. The other thing though is that it's made even worse though when the movie's great, like that movie was, because you're just sitting there like, show some respect to the. It brings my inner Roger Ebert out. I'm like, show some fucking respect to the art of cinema, damn it! Like, it's like
also like people actually are actually talking about like real things that could actually happen like to real life people.
Well, yeah, and it's based on a true story. And the thing is, like, okay. Also, Becca, did you get to meet Sarah Polley? Because that would be freaking awesome. I've been a fan of hers since long before she even made movies. That would be rad. She's awesome. I love Sarah Polley.
Nice.
By the way, Sarah Polley won Twitter on the day of the Oscar nominations announcements because she was nominated for adapted screenplay, I believe, and she was on Twitter, and I think she was in a doctor's office. She was getting like a checkup or something, and she took a picture.
Yeah.
And she said something like, "I poorly planned this day, didn't I? Thanks, Academy."
Yeah.
That was funny.
But right now, I was like, dude, I literally just turned on Marcel the Shell with Shoes on. Dude, like
Your
when I
heart was
saw
great.
like Marcel going up, dude, I'm like, whoa.
Did you already start watching it?
I just turned it on. Like, bro,
Dude.
I am in utter tears right now of how adorable this is.
This movie, I took my friend Alec, and he is actually that one friend that everybody has where it's like, that's pretty awesome, Becca. You know the guy, and you're like, you feel like that friend everybody has where you feel like you have to apologize to your other friend when he comes to hang out because he doesn't behave himself. He's kind of a cynical guy. I took him to see Marcel. It wasn't as much as he took him. It was more like, hey, you see Marcel this weekend? Can I come, bro? Fine. So he came, and he's very cynical. He doesn't like any movies, and I literally, I teared up for pretty much the last 45 minutes of Marcel, and I said, "I'm sorry," or something. He goes, "Dude, it was moving. Dude, it was moving." And then the credits rolled, and I turned to him and I said, "Dude, if you say even one thing negative about this movie," and he says, "This is my first 10 out of 10 of 2022." I'm like, "Really?" And he goes, "This is the best movie of the year."
Oh, thank God, bro.
And he said it was so sweet. I'm like, "You liked it?" And he goes, I didn't think I would, but man, I loved it. I thought it was just amazing.
Dude, I don't even know why I'm even blushing at this right now.
It's so good,
it's so
dude.
cute. Like just like looking at the designs and everything. It's so adorable.
And what I love about it is it's so. Jenny Slate, who wrote it and does the voice, said, "What movie inspired you to write this movie? Like, what did the movie have?" He goes, "My Neighbor Totoro." And I was like, I can see it. It's as good, and that's hard to say for me. It's one of the best
bro.
I've ever
like,
seen.
Dude.
It's great.
Dude, and now like even though like I'm multitasking right now, like this is making my night so much better. Like,
dude, this movie
this is fixing my night. Like,
it's a bomb.
Legitimately,
for movies like Jeepers Creepers, because you see it afterwards and you just love movies again. It's so good. And the thing is, like, okay, by the way, in case you're wondering, that movie with the name you couldn't pronounce when you did your best in worship, that was the movie I saw before family camp and fire started that day.
Which one?
Petite Maman.
Petite Maman?
Yeah. It stands for Little Mama. It's French for Little Mama.
Oh, that one. Gotcha.
Petite Little Maman Mommy.
Dude, if it was like, sorry, I was gonna say, if it was Marcel, then Family Camp, and then Firestarter, that'd be like the worst triple feature ever.
Dude, like, Marcel will have not necessarily because it would have one good movie in it, but the other thing is,
Marcel, but still, it'd be a bad triple feature though. That's what I'm saying.
No, but I did make the reverse bad decision with Marcel. I made the mistake of seeing it the same night I saw DC League of Super Pets, and I saw DC League of Super Pets right after, and I didn't like it. And I think my opinion of it was affected because I didn't like it as much as some other people. I gave it like a matinee, and I think the reason is because I saw better in this genre minutes before walking into the screening room.
Which was Marcel the Shell with shoes on.
Yeah, it was Marcel the Shell with shoes on. It was. It's hard to compare when you see what you think is one of the best family films ever made, and then to see sort of a product like that movie was. I didn't hate it, but it was it had its moments. I liked it fine. It would be like going to. It would be like going to see Puss in Boots: The Last Wish, and then following it up by watching.
I Want to Dance with Somebody or something like that.
What?
What?
It would be like seeing Puss in Boots: The Last Wish and then going into a screening like Shark Tale or something. It's like Shark Tale's not the worst thing in the world, but it's no Puss in Boots: The Last Wish.
Puss in Boots, like, dude.
Yeah.
Britsky texted me like a couple nights ago.
I heard
my group chat. Yeah, he said he wants to go see it again, and I'm like, bro, please do it, man.
That movie low key slaps.
Yeah, and
it's really.
I was the one that could, I was the one that screamed from the hilltops to tell him to go see it.
Dude, if you remember, and it wasn't like you pressured me because I was always feeling it, but it's like, okay, you convinced me. You kind of, let's put it this way. You know how when someone's standing on the edge of a cliff, it's like you didn't make someone jump, but you gave that extra little tap on the shoulder that made them jump. I was on the edge of the 5-star cliff for Puss in Boots, and I think my brain was just kind of like, But I'm a grown-ass man with no kids. Should I really give Puss in Boots 5 stars even though I really liked it? Or should I just give it the more safe 4.5 stars? Because I was basically afraid of judgment. And then when I watched the review again, I was kind of like, in hindsight, I'm not really given a lot of flaws here. There's nothing really I'm saying that doesn't really fit the criteria. And then when I was on your stream, you mentioned, like, dude, I got to say, Puss in Boots, like, it was so good. It was so much better than I expected. And I said, dude, I got to be honest with you guys. Puss in Boots gets 5 stars. Just like straight up. It was like, I had no real reason not to. It was, and critics liked it. It has like a 97 on Rotten Tomatoes. Like, I'm not.
Yeah, and dude, it's doing better than Avatar in regards to critics, so.
No one saw that movie coming either. Because, like, when I went to see that movie, I thought the first Puss in Boots was fine. I haven't seen it since it came out. But I was like, I remember seeing it when it came out, and I was like, I think I actually was like high school age. I was like, it was fine. It was a fine movie. I thought it was all right. I have to say, though, I saw that movie the same day. What was that one movie? I actually like this movie quite a bit. I think it's underrated. That one movie with Justin Timberlake, and it has, like, Matt Bomer in it, where it's, like, the future, and literally everyone has, like, a clock on their wrist that, like, is their life force, and that it's, like, time. Your time, you literally can have, like, up to, if you're rich, you would get, like, you can be immortal. And then you can, basically, if you want to buy a beer, you don't use $2, you use 3 years of your life to buy a beer or something. What was that movie?
I'm gonna.
Guy who did, like, Gattaca. What was that movie called?
I'm looking that up right. I'm looking it up right now. See if I can try to give you an answer. Crap, it's not.
In Time. That was it. In Time.
Oh, that was I didn't know exactly
that movie. I thought it was fine. I liked it.
Yeah.
But I do remember even at the time going like, Puss in Boots was better than this, but I actually still liked this. I think the other thing too is that I gotta be honest with you, the Shrek series for me is way more hit and miss. I actually think that outside of the first 2 Shreks, the other ones kind of can't stand up to the first 2 at all. Like, I actually think the third one's like not good. The fourth one's okay. Puss in Boots 1 was okay. But Puss in Boots 2, it's like it came out of nowhere. It was kind of one of those movies where it's like, I saw the trailer, and even the trailer didn't really impress me. I was just like, oh, it's another Puss in Boots movie. This might be kind of fun, I guess. And I was like...
Yeah, it was a lot better than it had any right to be.
And I got to see it, like, right before the embargo lifted. I got to see it over Thanksgiving because our theater did, like, an advanced sneak preview of it. And I went to see it, and I'm like, yeah, I'll get to see this early. I'll get to get my review out before other people. Why not? And I was like... Yeah. And I walked out of it, I'm like, did I love Puss in Boots 2? I think I might have fucking loved Puss in Boots 2. That was really fucking good. And, like...
Yeah.
I saw it, and I was like... And I told my older sister... I said like, oh, is there any movies to see if she's a school teacher, like to show my kids or to like take them to? I'm like, I saw Puss in Boots 2 the other day, and she gave me this look like, Puss in Boots? Really? Like you're a grown ass man. Why did you like Puss in Boots? I'm like, dude, low key, Puss in Boots 2 is kind of fucking awesome. Like, it's kind of good. I said like that one and Del Toro's Pinocchio, which was excellent. That's my number 7.
Dude, Del Toro's Pinocchio though, don't show that to kids. Like, that is dark.
Middle school. I mean, she's a middle school teacher. I could show that to middle schoolers. I wouldn't.
I know, but I'm just saying, like, your average kid. Like, don't show
yeah.
your average kid that movie.
That's a movie you show 10 and up, maybe.
Yeah, because that movie. If you thought the original Pinocchio was dark and scary, you ain't seen nothing yet.
The open. Spoiler alert, I guess. The opening scene is a child being blown up in a church in Pinocchio. One of the opening scenes of the movie.
Oh god,
and it's still
that
PG.
is scary.
And it's still. Also, I should point out that what's so funny is that the creative team who did it, the animators, like the co-director, he's the showrunner on Mary Shelley's Frankenhole and Moral Orel.
Wow.
So this is definitely more kid-friendly than those.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, like before we wrap this up, Puss in Boots, like, who'd have thunk it? Who'd have thought that would be so good? I mean, like, for real, like from the opening moments where I was like, when he does that little song number and they have that really cool scene with the bell from the bell tower.
Dude, the musical number is so good.
I stumbled, and the other thing too is that I was also kind of in a crabby mood because I saw some buddies there who took their kid, but I was like, I got kind of out of bed and rushed to the theater. I was seeing another movie that day. I think I was seeing Devotion later that day, and I was sitting there like watching it, which also was a good movie, by the way, underrated. But I was sitting watching it, and I was like, I was sitting there kind of grumpy because it was like noon. It was like a matinee. I'm like, I want to see Puss. I'm like, Puss in Boots. This is going to be an obligation, isn't it? Like, because there were no reviews for it. There was no, like, buzz at all yet for it. And I was just sitting there like, man, this movie is going to have to try really hard to be mediocre for me. And I sat there, and in minutes, drowsy, hungover Grant turned into, oh, wow, that's kind of neat. and then little freaking Guillermo from What We Do in the Shadows dog came on. What's his name? Padejo or whatever. The
Berito.
Yeah, I love that dude. And he shows up.
Berito.
And he starts like getting bleeped out language, and I'm just like, speaking of movies that are really more for adults, and then like freaking creepy ass wolf, and I'm like, is this movie good? I think this movie might be good. And then John Mulaney shows up as freaking like giant fat little Jack Horner who lost everything. It's also another Pinocchio movie because he lost everything because Pinocchio from Shrek stole his thunder and ruined his life, and now he wants to take over the world. I'm like, is this good? It seems kind of good.
Don't you know I'm dead inside?
Oh my god! I was like, and I literally walked out, and my friend turned to me. Literally, the usher goes, "So Grant, how was Puss in Boots?" And this is like a guy who's your age. He's not even my age. Like, how was Puss in Boots? And I said, dude, I kind of fucking loved it. Like, really? And he goes, Puss in Boots 2. Not even Puss in Boots 1. Puss in Boots 2. Like, 12 years later, Puss in Boots 2. I'm like, dude, it's good. I don't know what to tell you, dude. It's really good. It's like...
And then, like, after I saw it, like, I screamed from the hilltops for a lot of my friends to go see it because of how good it was. And some of my friends are doubting me, and I'm like, don't knock it till you try it, man.
And much like the Mitchells versus the Machines and Into the Spider-Verse, it's another movie where I say, like, look, I said to him, and he goes, on an adult level, though, what did you think? I'm like, it was good, first off. But second off, I wanted to mention a different movie, but that's a good one too, Becca. Now, what I was going to mention, when he, I was like, okay, let me put it this way. He goes, I've never dropped acid before. I've never taken LSD or done any hallucinogenic drugs. He goes, but, when they get to, like, the Magic Starland or whatever.
The Wishing Star.
And you dropped a little acid going in that movie? That would be fun. would probably be.
But I have to do this awesome.
The
I have to do
wolf
this
there.
really awesome quote though before we wrap up. Spanish Splinter.
Oh God!
I love
And
the
then-
Spanish Splinter.
And then Banderas, like even more than the first one, from my memory, really feels like in the vocal booth he really wanted to be there. Like he's giving it his all in that performance this time.
Like he's a lot more vulnerable.
Yeah, and like the other thing too is that someone, a critic friend of mine who I respect his opinion, he didn't hate the movie, but he said, "Man, this movie's kind of so dark, though." Like he said, like it's just like it's kind of not really for kids, and I'm like, the morality, it's sort of just this really bleak morality tale. I'm like, that's kind of one of the things I liked about it, is that it's actually about reckoning with.
And
fact
that's
that we're
really
all going to
that's
die.
actually the point of the movie.
Yeah.
So
You see this.
I
character-
can't really side with that comment because because if it's the point of the movie, then I don't see that criticism like at all.
And the other thing I have to point out, first off, is like, but yeah, it's a movie about this suave character who, and I mean this, yes, when I say this, I cannot stress this enough for people who haven't seen it. I'm talking about Puss in Boots 2. The movie is about this suave character who's living the high life, feeling like he's immortal, realizing we're all going to die, including him, and having to reckon with the fact that he's kind of on the last leg of life, literally. It's like his 9th life, and there actually is some genuine mortality undercurrent to the movie that's kind of dark, and it gets real with it, and I respected that. The other thing I wanted to point out, though, is just to my friend, I'm not going to name him, out of respect for him, but in Roger Ebert, the great Roger Ebert, I know I quote him a lot, but it's because he was a genius. Roger Ebert and Gene Siskel, on their top 10 list of 1998, Rogers was number 7. The late Gene Siskel was also the last movie in Gene Siskel's life that was topped a best of list for him. Was the George Miller film Babe, Pig in the City. I love Babe, Pig in the City. The sequel to
Okay.
Babe, the second movie.
I know what it is.
Yeah, which at the time, and even to a certain extent now, was not well received by critics. It was very polarizing because it was a movie that was very, a dark kids movie. It was a kids movie that was really more for adults. And Roger Ebert defended it when he mentioned that, it's a great film. He goes, it absolutely is. And he goes, Gene, I also want to point out something. He said, all these people who are our age started emailing me, and maybe not emailing, but they were sending me letters because it was in the 90s, saying like, how dare you recommend this to me when it terrified my 5-year-old? Or how dare you recommend this to me when it terrified your 6-year-old? And I tell them every time, I'm like, don't look at it if your 6-year-old will like it. Look at it as if you'll like it. Go into it as an adult movie.
Don't look at it from your kid's perspective. That's the kid's problem, not yours.
Well, and it's also like, okay, then leave the kids at home and go see it for yourself.
Get a babysitter or something like that, for crying out loud.
Like Puss in Boots is that kind of movie too, where it is a dark movie. It's dark. I probably wouldn't take like a 5 or 6-year-old to see Puss in Boots 2. It's kind of dark, but
that's the same. Like if Pinocchio was in theaters, the Guillermo del Toro Pinocchio, like I would not take my 5 or 6-year-old to go see it. Like I would have a babysitter come to my house and take care of them so I can go see that.
Well, and also Puss in Boots, like I kind of look at the Puss in Boots 2 like I did the first 2 Shrek movies in all the good ways, where it's like there's some scene. I saw the first Shrek came out in theaters when I was 8. That's a good age to see Shrek.
Yeah.
So like that's a movie where if you're like 5 or 6, Shrek has some dark scenes in it. It has some dark jokes in it. It's very much more for adults in a lot of ways. But if you're an older kid, and like Shrek,
and it's very unapologetic. So
well, exactly. And one of the things I respect about Shrek, the first one, is that I watched it again recently as an adult, and I was shocked at some of the jokes, but I was delighted by them. Like, for instance, I remember as a kid, and I remember being a minor childhood trauma as a kid, the scene where Fiona was doing her little la la like Cinderella song, and the bird blew up, and you just saw like the little things with like the little smoking little feet left over. What I didn't notice is that in classic late 90s, there's something about Merry Fashion. They upped the ante visually, and I didn't even get it as a kid, but I did as an adult, and I'm like, man, you got some balls, DreamWorks. If you notice, they smash cut to them frying eggs, and you have this moment you're like, you see like the nest with the babies, And it's like they linger on it, like, oh, how sad she killed the mother bird. And then it cuts to them frying eggs. I'm like, oh my god, they're eating the babies. It's so fucked up. Oh my god.
Oh man, that's good.
And I love it. I don't know why. I'm a masochist. I don't know. I think that's hilarious. The fact
All
that
right.
a kid, that takes some major brass ones to put in a children's movie, that joke.
Yeah, for sure.
And I think the reason is the kids won't get it.
Right.
That the kids won't get what you're doing necessarily.
Yeah, exactly, for sure.
Unless they're young Sheldon or something, but they're not gonna, Anyway, we're gonna wrap this up. Luke, do you want to tell everyone what's up next for you, man?
Well, on Saturday, save the date, Saturday, February 4th, we are doing a watch along for Scream 3.
Awesome.
And tomorrow, I did mention this already, like way before. Review and rant coming for Jeepers Creepers Reborn.
I look forward to seeing it. Your review.
The review, because I'm about to tear that movie to shreds.
And for those who are joining on Luke's behalf who are not regular viewers, welcome, and I hope you join us. I hope you subscribe to me and subscribe to Luke. If you haven't seen Luke's stuff, subscribe to him, subscribe to Jared, subscribe to Becca, subscribe to everybody. I also wanted to mention, all of them do good stuff. Becca recently put out her best of the year list. It's a great list. Go check it out. I also wanted to point out, for those who just coming up, we have kind of a packed rest of the week. Wednesday night, we're going to have a slightly early review coming for 80 for Brady, which I'm honestly really looking forward to. Because I love this type of like old ladies getting down movies a lot. I like the book. I like book club, for instance. I know I'm that guy who like movie book club because like it's Jane Fonda. How can you go wrong? So I'm gonna see that. Well, okay, there is a way that Jane Fonda could go wrong. It was called luck, but that wasn't her fault. That was John Lasseter's fault. Anyway, how the mighty have fallen. Anyway, let's be real. The mighty fell with Cars too, but anyway.
Yeah.
But so we're gonna have that. Thursday is Knock at the Cabin. Friday we're gonna be talking about Sword Art Online, the movie with the really long, obnoxious subtitle, much like that time I got reincarnated as a whatchamajigger that I saw. Look, that movie. I didn't necessarily love that movie, but I did love the scene with the dragon passing out from the horrible stench of food. I stand by that, was funny. Saturday, we're talking Skinamarink. Okay, before we go, I have to say one more thing about Skinamarink. Sunday is our big, epic, super crunchy, chocolate-coated super stream, best and worst of the year. It's the reason I'm kicking Luke off, because we're almost at 3 hours, and the other one's going to go longer, so I need to save my StreamYard, sort of. Now, because I don't know how long they're going to let me run a single stream. I'm sure it's only going to be like 3 hours, and then they're going to be like, nah, out. So we're going to do that.
Depends.
Yeah. And we have a lot to cover, because we're doing like lists for 4 people, and me in particular. I have a top 25, and I told my friends, like, you guys are just going to have to sit through me talking about 15 other movies for both lists. Work it to 10, because there's no way I can keep any of these off. Like, they have to be mentioned.
Yeah, fair enough.
Talk about that, but the one thing I want to mention about Skinamarink, and I'm going to call out my brother here. My brother took his wife to see Skinamarink, because they actually got a theater in Colorado that played it. And they walked out after an hour, and I asked him, why did you walk out? Like, I know it's experimental, and he's like, well, Grant, with all due respect to you, like, I know you have a higher tolerance for art films, independent, experimental film. Like, my number 3 on my top 25 is an experimental art film, basically. So you give a higher tolerance for, like, indie movies and whatnot. He goes, basically what happened was, and she goes, I liked the movie. And he goes, then why'd you walk out? And he goes, because I liked the movie. I thought it was creepy. I liked what it was doing. But after an hour, I sort of realized that it was not about anything and there was no plot, and I had my fill, and I left. Like, that is both simultaneously both the funniest and stupidest review movie I've ever heard. I liked it, so I walked out after an hour. That's almost as good as my friend I went to see last week, that movie Maybe I Do with Richard Gere, which for some reason was at my theater. And I liked it fine. Actually, that was kind of cute. He saw it the day before, and he said, oh, man, I didn't like that movie. And then who do I see show up sitting next to me to surprise me? You're coming to see this movie? And he goes, again? He goes, well, I got nothing better to do. And he goes, he didn't even like it. And he's like, I got nothing better to do. I'm just sitting on my butt at home. Might as well hang out with you. Whatever. At least you get in for free here. Anyway.
Yeah.
But I will see you guys later. Bye, Luke. Say bye-bye to the people.
See you later.
See you. Bye. 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 All right. Yes.